Hey folks, I don't know if you're listening to this first or second, because I guess you could do either, right? Now that I think about it, because we're releasing these at the same time. This is the spoiler cast that me and Spencer are gonna do for Final Fantasy XIV's newest expansion, Shadowbringers. We also did another podcast that just went over just about 3 hours long, going into the nitty-gritty mechanics of the game. But we decided to separate these two so that you don't listen to a fucking 5-hour long podcast or something.
We wouldn't do that to you, but you're welcome to do that to yourself.
Yeah, you can do that. Like, we want you to opt into it, you know? We don't want to make you, feel, obliged or anything. But that said, you are obliged to now listen. If you're this far in, you have to listen to the next, 2 hours of this. Sorry.
Yep. Welcome, you made it.
Yeah.
You made it to the end of Shadowbringers.
Welcome. Congratulations. Feeling pretty good, aren't you? Because I don't know how you couldn't with this fucking game.
I'm Spencer.
Yeah. I'm sorry I forgot to introduce you. Oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, you're my co-tank here. My off-tank this time. You were the main tank last time.
I was. But if the problem is, are you Gunbreaker or are you still Dark Knight?
I'm still Dark Knight. I'm almost done Gunbreaker now. We're both Dark Knights.
We're dual Dark Knights.
We're putting the Blackest Night on each other. It's fine.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's solidarity right there. So, before we get really into it, I just have to say my favorite line is, without a doubt, "Let expanse contract, let Eon become instant. Champions from beyond the rift heed my call."
Champions from beyond the rift. Fucking hell.
Fucking that moment. It destroys so much.
It is the perfect encapsulation of exactly how Shadowbringers succeeds as not only a Final Fantasy game, not even as a video game, but as an MMO, which is exceptionally rare in the storytelling department.
Yeah, a lot of MMOs have been...
Yeah, World of Warcraft? You don't like being the errand boy?
The gameplay is rewarding and can be engaging, but the story... It's a lot of contrivances upon contrivances,
and disconnects, right? Oh yeah, this makes, we have the story we want to tell, but this doesn't intersect with the game that you're playing, because the game that you're playing is a monthly sub-based game where we want you to have a lot to do and stuff like that, or whatever. But I think an ongoing theme of what we're going to discuss is the term that I think we both said it on the last podcast, proper podcast, that ludonarrative assonance.
The fusion of what you're doing in the game and what is happening in the story.
And Shadowbringers has done it so well, that it has joined the ranks of Nier to me, which is another game that I think does that pretty well for the most part.
Because that line that I quoted at the beginning happens when the boy himself, the man who lived, fucking Grahatia, summoning other players to help you beat the final boss.
It summons 7 other players.
Specifically 7.
Because that's how many worlds got destroyed.
And it canonizes matchmaking in a way that is not like a contrivance. It's not, I hope your friends are around to help you delve this dungeon or fight this big man on an island. No, they are summoned from another world, potentially from other servers, which, remember, are called worlds in the official terminology.
God.
And with cross-server play and world world visit,
it's perfect. I think it sums up a lot of what we're going to talk about with Shadowbringer's story. But holy shit, what? That was definitely the hypest thing, right? Probably that entire scene is the definition of the beautiful payoff to a story, the beautiful fucking I don't even know how to describe how much I love that scene. I love that scene so much that I like recorded it to YouTube and uploaded it so I could watch it over and over again.
I've been watching other people's reactions to it, and fucking people saying, "Oh my god, holy shit," and fucking breaking down crying, and oh, it is so good. They're like, my reaction to it was like I started crying, and then I immediately, like, after like I got into like the little loading zone before you, like, where you can like queue up for the final boss, I was afraid to leave that zone for fear that I couldn't get back.
Me too.
So, but I was like, I tweeted it out on Twitter and was like, holy shit, I cannot believe they just did this with an MMO. This is like the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's like, it makes the 300, 400 hours you have to spend to get to Shadowbringers and complete it. The payoff is
it's so
immeasurable.
good. Everything about Shadowbringers in general feels like a payoff of every hour that you've spent in this game. Like, for real. Like, all of the plot threads that they follow through on, like Grahatia himself, like all of like everything, like the stuff with Allegan, stuff with the Garland Empire, stuff with like Hydaelyn, the creation myth, like everything, like it just fucking is like, hey, remember everything that you've ever gone through in this game? Well, like we remember. Like
we're tying up so many loose ends, and they said before like the game was released that they were going to say, like, they're afraid, like, players are going to think, like, oh, is the game ending now? Because you're tying everything up, and it's like, I understand why they had that concern.
Yeah.
Because the story of Shadowbringers is that you find out why all the bad shit in the world has been happening, what the motives behind those actions have been, and the history of the whole world, and not just your own world, but every world.
Yeah. So, you know what? Before we get ahead of ourselves, we should probably start at the beginning instead of starting at the end.
Start at the beginning. Okay. So in the beginning, you have to complete the Crystal Tower raid before you do Shadowbringers. You also have to complete the Alexander raids and the Omega raids, but those ones are a little bit more optional.
Yeah.
But you should definitely do the Crystal Tower raid. If you're already listening to this, I really hope you did.
If you didn't, I can't imagine. I literally, like, seeing those scenes, I cannot imagine not doing that.
I'm leveling up my Dwarf ult to go through, and I have my Monk's ults, like, halfway through Stormblood, and I'm like, I gotta go back. I gotta do Crystal Tower on all my ults now, because it's mandatory content at this point. Honestly, playing through another ult, there's a part before you can go into 2.5 where you have to clear the hard mode primals, because they need a canon reason for you having cleared those fights multiple times, or at least like twice. But then they also need it because like the NPCs who give you those quests are like Thancred and Menphilia, and they need you to like do those quests so that they're out of the Waking Sands, so that when the end of 2.5 happens, like you can't just like walk to the Waking Sands and, oh hey, they're there. They should do that for the Crystal Tower. They should like make it so that once you get to a certain point, like, oh, you can't continue with the MSQ until you do the Crystal Tower, and it's like, it would suck, but as long as they don't do like the main scenario roulette thing with it, where they don't let you skip the cutscenes, it would be fine, because you'd only have to do it once.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they end up doing with their 2.0 overhaul. They said they're doing this expansion. Because I think that maybe working that in maybe more elegantly into the post 2.0 story, like the 2.1 to 2.5, would be pretty good.
So you wanna start us off on this journey into the shadows?
Yeah, so guess should I just start at the beginning? I guess so. Like, Stormblood ended. Obviously, we go to with like everyone. All of the Scions died for the 7th time, and
Scions of the 7th death.
Yeah, like literally though. And you're trying to find a beacon underneath the Crystal Tower that some mysterious robed man has given you. And you find that at the beginning of Shadowbringers, and you go to this alternate world called the First. You all know this, whatever.
Yeah.
And like immediately, the entire vibe of that first cutscene is fantastic to me. Like the wandering through the forest and stuff like that is like it strikes a lot better than, I say, like, it strikes as good to me as the opening scene to Heavensward that I liked a lot, where you're walking across the bridge. It has that same vibe. But to the point where they bring back fucking Grizzled Passenger.
They bring the Brilliant clone.
Kill him.
Yeah, that was like, that immediately to me was like, oh, they're not pulling punches anymore.
They're not pulling punches. They killed Grizzled Passenger.
They killed NPC who we didn't even get a name for.
But yeah, and like just going to the Crystarium immediately is like such an experience compared to pretty much any other expansion. It's like they really like make this world feel like it's on the fucking brink, like immediately. And
because
yeah,
the cool thing about it being an alternate world is that the history is different, and they highlight this immediately by the fact that all the races are called different things, which is really good, and I love it because it uses terms that I'm familiar with, like Hume from Tactics Advance and 12. But then also like there are people that we know as like beast tribes who are just like living in harmony with all these people because like the world's on the brink, and if we don't band together, we're all gonna die. So you just see like Amalja just there, in the Crystarium.
Like everyone just chills with kobolds and stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
It's cool as hell. And another thing is that everyone hates the Warrior of Light.
They sure do.
Because they blame the Warriors of Light, who are the Warriors of Darkness that we knew from Heavensward. They came back and they... their whole conceit in Heavensward was obviously that they caused the apocalypse, basically, because they were too good. And they made light overflow in their world the first. And in Heavensward, they went back to go fix it, but they didn't fix it. They sort of
kind of just stopped it.
Yeah, they like put it into stasis, basically, but not even like put it into stasis because there's still fucked up monsters attacking everyone.
Yeah.
And everyone either lives in Yulmore or the Crystarium, and the vibe that gives off is like fantastic to me. Like this way that like you see like these small settlements, sure, but they're like very like scattered and like single purposed, as opposed to like feeling like a proper town, right? Like one of the things I really like is in Kalusia, that first town that you go to is just like a bunch of like worn down shacks and like one bar. And like the woman's like, hey, can you go do me a favor and go check on this neighbor? And the neighbor's just dead. And the house is empty and everything. And she's like, oh, wow, that I didn't think that would happen so soon. And it's just like the mood is so dire everywhere that it really makes like even just environmentally with the skies being everlasting light, as it says. That's fantastic and creates such an oppressive like atmosphere for everything and makes you want to fucking fix it.
It's a far cry from Heavensward and Stormblood, where Heavensward was very much like, both Heavensward and Stormblood were like war stories, where it's like Heavensward is you're thrown into this 1,000-year-old conflict between man and dragon, these two different nations who have warred, and you have to like get to the bottom of it. And it's like you have to explore all these weird fantastical places, like all these rocks that are just floating up into the sky, or you have to cross this like tundra frozen wasteland, or you have to go to this long abandoned, this would be a city state if not for imperialism, threatening like, academic neutrality or whatever, because Charlians are goobers. But and then like Stormblood is like it's like a war story on two fronts, where you have to like fight a war on two sides and liberate two different nations. And so like a lot of the scenes there are very like combat focused, like there's wreckages and there's like people are like you get the impression like, oh, people are suffering and oppressed, and in Heavensward it's like, oh, people constantly live in fear of dragon attacks. But it's exacerbated because it's not just like two nations are fighting together. It's
everything.
The world is against you.
Yeah.
Everything is trying to
and the
kill
world's
you.
against the people who are in it too. Is something that also really helps. Where it's not like it's this more existential threat. Though there are obviously elements going into it with the Yulmore storyline and stuff like that. But like
Yeah.
the way that it feels like this much more existential threat, really I think helps it, because that's something that I kind of had a problem with in past expansions, where it's like, yes, there are like fucked up monsters and stuff, but they're like secondary to the politics happening, you know? Whereas like this time around, it's this fucked up shit's happening, and then there's politics as an accessory to that, and I feel like that works a lot better.
It makes the stakes more impactful.
Yeah,
because you go from two nations are fighting each other, we got to get them to play nice, to this one nation's trying to take over the whole world, we got to stop them because imperialism's bad, to the entire world is going to die and everybody is going to be just turned into a monster,
and that
we need to stop this.
We need to stop this, and we need to stop these people who are trying to take advantage of this as well.
Yeah, because they're not helping.
Yeah.
I don't think we should go like beat by beat story like through the whole thing, because the people listening are
they're gonna know.
They made it. They know.
So I do want to say one more thing about the beginning, which is that the choice between going to Alphanod or Alice is really good. That's such a good like twofold introduction to that world. Like
because you go to different areas, just like at the beginning of Heaven's Word with the two brothers.
But this time it's like way more like story driven, like, and you get like two different things out of these people. Like when you go with Alphanod, given the way that Alphanod is, you get the politics of this world. You get to learn like who are the power figures, who like what is society like, how have people adapted to this, etc., etc. When you go with Alice, you get to see what is the existential threat of this world, what is a sin eater, what are these people dealing with like day to day, what are the stakes, what are the stakes,
what are the consequences.
Exactly. And like having those two sides is like such a fucking genius move to me. Like that's such a good way of,
and it fits those characters, because Alphino is always like, I need to do the politics thing because like that's what I'm good at, and Alize is always like, I need to protect people and be there for them because that's what I'm good at.
Exactly. Like and we can go into the sort of, the characters are done so well this expansion. All of them, literally all of them. I think I'm struggling to think of one that is not done well.
I think part of the reason why there's a lot of reasons why people are saying like Shadowbringers is the best expansion and why it's like the best the game's ever been. There's a lot of reasons for that. The new jobs, the new zones, the new mechanics, the new everything, the new music. But I think the thing that really like comprises most of it is the fact that for the first time in years, these characters, these scions, feel like an actual family.
Yeah.
They feel like they bond, they bicker, they love each other, and it really comes across in this expansion. In like 2.x, they feel like coworkers.
They feel like coworkers at like a retail place, like not even like like they just feel so like, yep, we're going through the motions, yep, there's Thancred, how's the big game going, you know, like fucking, but like,
and then and then in Heaven's Word, like the things, everybody gets broken up and separated, and it's like, oh, that sucks, we gotta pick up because, you know, it's what we need to do. And then you reunite everybody, and they're like, "Oh, hey, it's nice coming back from your vacation where you were naked, Thancred. Welcome back."
Yeah.
And then you get to like Stormblood, and it's like some of the characters get benched, and not enough characters are present at most of the times, so a lot of those dynamics get lost. Like, I'm like the Stormblood apologist. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. But a lot of people like don't like Lisa's character development in Stormblood, and I feel like part of that's because she doesn't bounce off enough characters and she doesn't have a lot of like contention that a lot of the characters have in Shadowbringers.
I will say one of the biggest problems with least to me, besides the thing that I've told you about with the Cypher character thing that I've gone on about, is specifically the fact that her backstory is the stupidest thing I have ever heard in my life, and is like one of the worst written things in the game. Like, there was no reason for it to be the way that it was. They could have just said that she was this the entire time, and that was why she hid her identity. They did not need to be like, she is a sister, actually. Because, you know, honestly, Yida, the famous woman. Like, what?
Honestly, I was expecting, based on like the fancy cover art that Stormblood got on its like box art, I thought that she was going to be like, oh yeah, I'm like the heir to the Alamegan throne, actually.
Yeah, but like, even just saying like the way that she is the like daughter of the revolutionary who fucked Alamigo forever, it's like, it makes sense why she would hide her identity, you know? But like the way that they did these fucking like, actually Yida died years ago and I replaced her to carry on her legacy and I'm the sister, and it's just like, why?
Yeah. With Shadowbringers, every single character, every single one gets to be, you get to see a side of them you've never seen before. You get to see them like do stuff with you and not just rely entirely on you.
Yeah, like even just when it comes to like side quests or like bits in the main scenario where it's like, oh, you have to go to this temple and do this thing. You're not going there alone, or like you're not solving problems just on your own. Like you always have like Y'shtola like doing something in the background or something, or you're taking Y'shtola there to do something, or like Thancred's like moving boxes and you can talk to him and he's like, oh, I'm pissed I have to move boxes, and it's like, yeah, me too, dude. And stuff like that. Like, just like those little things add so much fucking depth to these characters and make it feel like you really are all in this together. Whereas before it felt like, I'm God Warrior of Light, I do everything.
I love the different sides of all the characters too, because you get to see Thancred like struggle with being a dad.
So
basically,
yeah, so actually, yeah, let me get into that. I love Thancred's story in this expansion because it is so rare, and this comes up in multiple parts of this expansion, but it is so rare to see a heroic character be portrayed as wrongful and abusive and not instantly vilified and or like whitewashed into being like, oh, it's fine that they did this. The fact that everyone is giving him shit for being horrible to Ryan the entire expansion is like great, because then it means like when he faces down and realizes that he has been placing his expectations on her, that he has been doing all of this shit bad, and he ends up later on in that Ranjit trial at the end, which by the way, I fucking love that trial. It's like a masterstroke, but trial of duty, sorry.
Yeah, where you play as Thancred.
Yeah. The fact that he sacrifices his final chance to see Minfilia so that she can make her own choices in her life and stuff like that is like, fuck, man. Like,
also, we get to see, I don't really have much else to add to the Thancred thing outside of like an overall thing that I want to talk about later. But moving on to like other characters, we get to see Y'shtola be like a community leader.
Yeah.
Which, like, normally she's very aloof and she just kind of does things off, because like a lot of Stormblood is her like, oh, I need help with this like magic thing, hey Kryl, you want to come with? And then she winks at Kryl and Kryl goes, yes I do, and she winks back, and then they go off together and you don't see them for like 20 minutes.
I think like something that like I really like about the activeness of her specifically is that I had the worst impression of her before this expansion, because in Heavensward she is like very bad in the story, where like so I will say this, I love her stuff with Matoya. The Matoya side quests are fantastic, but knowing that the Shadowbringers writer wrote the Matoya quests is like, okay, that makes sense. But something that really drove me up the wall with her was the entire Warring Triad storyline, because there are two specific moments in it. One, she calls Regula Van Hydrus, the man who genocided Doma, a hero. And two, she says that when Unkal tries to kill like stasis pod people, because he doesn't want you to have to deal with the guilt of that, she says, no, it's the Warrior of Light's job to do the genocides, kid.
God.
And like both of those things combined like made me be like, oh, I really don't like this character who does nothing.
Yeah, I forgot about all that stuff too. Jesus.
The regular Van Hydrus thing really got me as at that point, because I was like, my Doman character.
But like in Shadowbringers, she gets to be like a community leader,
Yeah.
and she gets to be Master Matoya in a sense. I was honestly expecting, this was before we knew like anything about Shadowbringers. I was like, oh shit, Master Matoya is gonna die, and Y'shtola is gonna become the new Master Matoya, and this is gonna be fucking wild as shit. But that obviously didn't happen. But like, she gets to be this like beacon of strength for these people, and you can sense like she has an attachment to them, which like she normally like doesn't really have an attachment to anybody.
Yeah.
She kind of she's been very like duty bound, like I am the Aether expert, this is what I do for the Scions, I have to make sure that, you know, everybody's, and like her payment is she gets to snark on people a bunch, basically. And that's like that's most of the charm of her character, is she snarks on people, and she does cool bad. She has like some of the really best one-liners.
But like
in the story.
But this time around, like when she has the snark with you or like the people around you, unless it's Thancred, it feels like so like intimate, I guess. Like this is your friend. Nope. Like this makes sense. Like when she says like you should go get some rest, and you can say like okay, mom, and she's like haha, none of that. Like.
Or I will take you across my knee. Which is funny, because I looked at the Japanese version of that, and it's got a much different vibe to it. You can basically say the same thing, and she kind of just says like, "Oh man, you really do need rest, because you're not being you, you're not being yourself." But they gave her a "I will spank you if you keep that up," but like she says it while she's smiling at you.
Yeah.
So
it like just feels very charming, and like like we're friends. And like the way that she interacts with Thancred, and specifically a thing that I really liked was we had the cutscene that we always get in Final Fantasy XIV, where two characters are talking about us or some important thing in a room that we don't see, that we the player see, but our character doesn't see. So we know a thing about like that they don't, but Y'shtola tells you like immediately.
Yeah.
And she goes, Urianger J won't tell you, but I'm going to tell you because I care about you.
Yep. She straight up says, I'm going to tell them. Because like it's like the meme thing from Frozen, where it's like, I'm gonna tell him. It's
and
like
Urianger's like, don't like, thou stare.
It's like, but Y'shtola understands like, no, this needs to be said, like, because we're asking too much of the Warrior of Light / Darkness. Like, they at least deserve to know that, hey, expect that some problems will happen in the future. And if they happen, like we're aware of it, and we will be there for you.
Yeah, which is a much better vibe than what's happened before, where it's like they won't be there for you because they are dying for the story for some reason.
Yeah.
On that note, Urianger J is so good in this expansion.
Holy shit.
I think the scene that really finally like nailed into me how much I loved him in this expansion is the scene where it's a flashback of him talking with Grahatia about how Grahatia got to the Crystal Tower and did everything, and Urianger's just sitting there with his head in his hands like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He's like, I'm sorry. I believe you, but this is way too fucking much. You can't just like lore dump
He's like,
this on
can
me
you
right
tell
now.
me again? Like, what the go slower.
Because it's great, because like he, of all the Scions, he would be the one to most understand and appreciate the magnitude of what Grahatia tells him, and it just like fucking, it's too much. He can't take it. The part that sold me was when somebody was like, when you're doing like the cowboy town stuff, and someone's like, "Oh yeah, that old wizard," who's like, he just goes along with being called an old wizard.
I didn't even notice that, but that's really good.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
He's just like, they're all fucking great. Like, legitimately, like, I do sort of have a problem with how, I think this is one of my only problems, is that Minfilia still is nothing, ultimately, like our original Minfilia, but Ryan is so good, and the fact that, like, Minfilia is gone now and replaced with this character makes up for it easily.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think at the very least they did make up for it a little by how much Minfilia is invested in Thancred in this expansion. Like, to him, like how much she matters and like influences his actions.
Yep. And in the cutscene after following the Ranjit duty, the cinematography very much captures the fact that like Thancred is finally letting go. Letting go specifically of like Minfilia and like getting her back or being there for her. And it's almost like he's kind of like forgiving himself for not being there. Like when like the whole like 2.5 stuff happened.
Yeah.
Like it's been this long, and he's like, and like when the 3.x stuff happens and he realizes like, oh, she's gone, like he never really forgave himself. And now he's finally forgiving himself, and he's ready to like be a weird dad.
Yep.
I love how he's the one who gives Reen her name.
Yeah.
And he picks a really fucking good one.
He does. I one of the funniest things I have to say is that going into this expansion, Natsuko Ishikawa was the main writer. I hinted at that before, but she's the person who wrote the Dark Knight quests, if you didn't know, and everything. Like, she wrote Crystal Tower, Binding Coil, a couple of other things. But one thing I was joking about when this expansion started is seeing Thancred and Minfilia and being like, big man, tiny girl. Yep. Because of Sidurgu and Riel and Hraesvelgr and Yazel, who she also wrote. And
sensing a theme.
Yeah,
here.
and then there's this line in the Dark Knight 80 quest where you go to hit Sidurgu, and Sidurgu's like, I don't know anything about being a dad. That's weird. Go ask that Thancred guy you talked about, since he's a weird dad. And everyone just stares at him, and he's like, oh, fuck, I'm a dad. That does sound like me, doesn't it? And I was just like, she's making fun of herself. Like, that was really good.
It's so good. Alphino and Alize, they are technically a year older because they've spent a year.
Yep.
That's the other weird thing. Like, there's time shenanigans, which those will be largely like glossed over because like it's not like we'll be in 7.0 and we can't go back to Norvrant because like time's not appropriate. No, it's whatever. It's gonna be hand waved, which is fine. Because if it wasn't, it'd be fucking nuts if they just locked off Norvrant at some random time for no reason.
They can just be like, oh, well, now that it's been we've stopped the rejoicing thing happening. Now time is equal. There you go.
The rejoining?
Rejoining, yeah, that's it.
The rejoicing.
The rejoicing.
Rejoice.
I mean, that's me when I see Emmett Selk, let me tell you.
Fucking rejoice, and Susanna brings down the big ass fucking sword. God. So Alphino and Alize, which one did you go see first?
I saw Alize first because I love Alize.
Okay. I went and saw Alphino first because Alphino is my son, and I was also like being pragmatic about it because I was like, Alize can probably handle herself. Which was true because when I went to go see her, she's like actively doing stuff, and she sees you. And she's just like, no, I'm still on the clock. Gotta kill this fucker.
My favorite thing is specifically how everyone around her is like, oh, so this is your crush that you keep talking about all the time, every single day, nonstop.
Oh,
wow, you really were amazing, just like she said, or whatever. And she's like, don't say anything. Stop talking.
Stop talking, or I will murder you next with my sword.
It's just so good. It gives her it just endears her so much.
I'd probably enjoy that a lot bit more if I was playing like a female character, but I was playing a male character, so it's kind of more like I've adopted your brother, and by extension you.
Yeah.
So
No, sure, yeah. It's
but
definitely something that has
yeah.
a different vibe.
Oh yeah. But it's like it's still realistic. It's like it humanizes her because
Yeah.
it's like she always tries to be this like infallible like I am the sword girl and I will protect everybody, and she like goes off and like does the cool shit. But then it's like in Stormblood there's a lot of points where she admits like I'm not the thinky person, that's my brother, so he's probably better for this, or maybe I should stay behind and coordinate stuff. So she's not like gung ho like Gosetsu is. She's more like headstrong. She's more like she knows her strong points and she tries to utilize them to the fullest while minimizing her weaknesses. But here it's like she doesn't have a choice here. Her weakness is that she kind of admires and idolizes you and wants to like be on your level. She wants to stand with
Yeah.
you.
It's
Oh.
all of them are so good. I just
And
like
Alphino is like he has come a long way from like learning his lessons in Heaven's Word about like this is why you don't do a private military company, Alphino.
I think the best scene for Alphino that really like well there's two I want to say. One is the scene in Ilmeg where they're all talking and he goes, huh, reminds me of my childhood, and Alisaie's like gonna beat the shit out of him. And the other that really sums up just how far he's come is the scene in Yulmore where after you've done the revolution in Yulmore and taken over and all the rich people are like, oh yes, you stopped the brainwashing, ah, thank you, and he's like, no, fuck you, you all knew what you were doing, you all enabled this, even if there was brainwashing stuff happen. How do you think if someone like that gets into authority in the first place?
He puts them in their place
Yeah.
and they fucking realize, and they're like, and he's so good with words and he's always been like the diplomat of the group that it's like it sells it when it's like they kind of go, oh shit, you're right, I feel bad now, oh, how can we help, and then it's like they all work together
Yeah.
now.
And it's just like it's so good to see like that from like a good politics angle as well. Like like morally speaking, like what he was saying is like fantastic, and you wouldn't usually see that is a resolution to something, you know? Like it would have just normally
Yeah.
been like, oh, the brainwashing's done, now the rich people can go back to being rich, coughs Ulda.
Yeah. The scene that I liked with Alphino is the scene right before that scene where he like thrashes the rich people, is right after Mount Gulg rises up, and he's
Oh
like,
yeah.
you have an option of saying like we have to give chase, or it's like how the hell do we get up there? And then he's like, wait, and he stops you and he says like, look, I know it's very important that we go and take out this threat like as soon as possible, but there are people who are injured, hurting, possibly dying, and we need to help them. And he's like, can you, and he like asks you like, you know, can you give us this moment to help these people? And then like you have an option of saying like, you know, oh, of course I'm going to help too, or you can say like, you know, fine, but be quick about it if you want to be gruff and edgy. But the best option, in my opinion, is always the one where you say like, you don't have to ask my permission.
Yeah.
And it's like, the dialogue choices you get in Shadowbringers fucking characterize you so well. You can be edgy and gruff and serious. You can be like heroic in a traditional sense. You can be goofy as all hell if you want.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of Dragon Age 2, which is one of my favorite character dialogue option games, which had those exact three options basically. But yeah, there's just fantastic ones in that, and this can sort of lead into another companion that we have, who I did not expect throughout the entire game, Ardbert, who is the best, and that is
Ardbert.
the best part of the game.
Ardbert being just a character who is also just supposed to be like the poster boy of the game for an MMO where you create your own character who can look nothing like him is so good.
Yeah. Just the very first like inn, when you go to your inn every time an arc ends, honestly, and like you just talk to him, and he tells you like about the world or whatever, and he talks to you about what you've been through and stuff like that, adds so much to everything. Like the atmosphere, the vibe, the like your desire to keep going with the story, like it's so good. The Sad Maker's Ruin remix that plays.
Because it's like, what was the Maker's ruin? Who is the Maker? The Warriors of Light are the Maker, and this is their ruin.
It's so good. But speaking of dialogue options, my absolute favorite in there, in the whole game, probably they're both of them. Both of my favorites are with Ardbert. One is obviously the last one.
Oh, the one where it's like, I can, or I could, or what?
All by myself. But the other one was, there were 3 dialogue options after you finished the Ilmeg route, and one of them is, tell me about your Amaro, his like chocobo basically, or whatever, his steed, and he tells you about him or whatever, and then after he finishes telling you about him, like all like very like solemnly and like but like heartfelt and like sentimental, he goes, you always ask me about me, but tell me about you. What about your chocobo, huh? Tell me about that or whatever. And it just shows your two, like you and Ardbert talking as like it fades to darkness or whatever. And I was just like, this is so good. Like it's so human. Like it's just so like, it makes you feel like these characters are like very like dynamic and like, man, it's like you kind of said, like, I can't believe I had so much stakes in the fucking box art, man. I can't believe the box art man made me like tear up because he was talking about his bird.
Fucking, it's like the tired Derplander, wired Ardbert. I love how so many of the dialogue options are like I said, like you usually get a choice between like a serious answer that's like very like pragmatic, or like a heroic like answer but can also be very human, like with telling Alpha no, like you don't need my permission. And then like the goof answer where it's like Kupo,
that will be a lot less funny when we have to murder them.
the only joke answer I went through the entire thing was, and I only did it because like it fit like to me it fit like the narrative arc of those characters, was when Chai News tells you, who are you people, and you go fucking the great artist Alphino and his assistants. Yep. He's just like fucking looking around.
Speaking of Chai Nun, fucking the mini game where you'd have to psych him up to build a mech.
Yeah, it's good.
Like that's like I saw like a couple Reddit threads where people were saying, "Oh, I'm sick of Shadowbringers just being the same old. It's not trying anything." And I was like, "Are we playing the same game? Are we playing the same game where you have to inspire a middle-aged cat man to make a mech?
To make a mech
through
to save self-doubt?
The world? Like
fucking. It's fucking Shadowbringers. No, this is self-importance bringers. This is self-esteem bringers.
Yeah.
Another thing, going back to like the how human the expansion is, other characters regularly help you out with menial tasks because, like, it's what people do when they're on a team. Is they help each other. People constantly making sure that you're okay. Constantly, all the time, you get dialogue options and actions which are just like, oh yeah, you're just a person, because like the thing where it's like you got to go collect information and you write down little notes, and those notes get added, and it says like, I hastily scrawled note about this, and it's like you hand them over, and it's like, oh shit, that's so good. Like my character just has like a pen and paper, and it's like fucking whenever he needs to remember shit, he just like, oh yeah, I should probably write down about this, because it's like you're in a brand new world. You can't take for granted the knowledge of like Eorzea or whatever. It's like, and it's like, that's something that I would do. Like the first thing I would do if I found myself like in a fucking parallel Earth is like, I need a notebook and some pencils. I need to write some shit down. Oh, it's so human.
Yeah, it's just that's like the word that I keep coming back to when I think about it. Is it just feels like you care so much about not only all of these characters but your character more than ever. Like that's something that like obviously just happens by instinct with MMOs, right? You get attached to your character, you get attached to like your own backstory and stuff for them. But like even just in this narrative, they did a fantastic job of bridging the gap between like your character being whoever you want them to be, but also being this dynamic force in the story, you know, with their own like stakes and arc and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It threads that needle so well. And God, God.
So
I would want to say like another good example of like feeling like you're just a person is like they don't make you do literally everything. A good one of my favorite examples is the Lakeland raid that happens, where you're about to go rescue Minfilia or whatever, Rhine at that time, and like you are about to head out, and Grahatia's like, no, like Lean is gonna do this, like,
Lena.
yeah, Lena is gonna do this. All the corps are gonna do this. Like, you're not gonna do this alone. Everyone who's you've talked to, like up to level 73 or whatever, is going to help you.
Yeah, it's good.
It's great. It really makes it feel like a concentrated effort that like everyone is helping you. Whereas before, it just feels like literally like Alphanod said it in Stormblood, I think at one point, like you are literally just the sword wielded by every nation or whatever. That's it. Like, but now it doesn't feel like you're just the sword of the Crystal Tower or whatever, or the Crystarium. It feels like you are just a person who is helping the Crystarium just like everyone else.
You are the vanguard, but the main force is right behind
Yeah.
you. Which is honestly like Heavensward was like built up as this like big war story, but there's not really a lot of like war moments. And in Stormblood, the war moments really only happen with Doma Castle, Alamigo, and Gimlet Dark.
Yeah.
Which is like halfway through Stormblood, towards the end of Stormblood, and then at the very end of like 4.5 or the beginning of it or whatever. But the Shadowbringers has like 3 different scenes in one patch. There's the raid to rescue Minfilia. There's the Sin Eater attack that happens before you go into Raktika when you come back from Ilmeg. And then there's the raid on Yulmore. Like we've talked a lot about like the returning characters, but since you brought up Ardbrook, I kind of want to talk about some of the newer characters, like the fucking wild ass shit they pull with Feo Ul.
Yeah.
Oh, where she's just like, yeah, this is the hand wave we're gonna do so that like all of the Skywatchers know what the weather's like in Limsa Lavensa right now.
That was so fucking funny to me. I was losing my mind.
Like technically that's another fairy who does that, but it's very funny.
It's that I can't, like, I was literally like laughing nonstop when I got that like quick like exclamation point, expecting it to be a dungeon, and just like this fairy being like, oh, we told the Skywatchers what this
We have fucking yeah.
Oh man.
So I imagine that like they say like, oh yeah, it's like fair weather in Limsa Lavensa, and then they just like go, wait a minute, where's that?
What's fucking Limsa Lavensa? What the fuck are you talking about?
And then like, but like Feo Ul's like how you get access to your retainers and how you buy stuff off market boards from back on Eorzea.
And how you resolve the Ilmeg storyline.
Oh, it's so good. I love how towards the later end where she's like, hey, I could give up my throne, you could have it, you could become immortal and, you know, sequester yourself away if you don't want to deal with it. And it's like she also like we know as like players, like, that's not going to happen because that's just too much of a cop out for a story, and they wouldn't do that, or this would be the worst expansion ever.
And like I like specifically that there was like when you say like no, I have work to do or no, and then they're like, yeah, you're damn right you do or whatever. Like it's like, oh. And then Ardbur fist bumps you.
Oh, it's so good, fucking.
Oh man.
So I love Fayetteville a lot. Her English voice actress is fucking phenomenal. Gets the accent down perfectly. I fucking love how all the moments in the story, it's like, look, we made a contract. You can ask me for help. Please ask me for help. And then you finally do, and she's like, oh my god, they fucking listened. Finally. It's so good. Reen.
Yes, Reen. That's it. I keep saying Ryan.
Yeah. You keep saying, well, yeah, but it kind of looks like Ryan, but I sometimes forget that it's Reen.
It's Reen.
Reen? Good.
I made that joke tweet about like time to kin a Minfilia or something like that, and then like they gave her red hair, and I was like, "Fuck you." Like,
they gave her red hair and a backstory where she's like in a long line of other Minfilias who have just like been war children.
Yeah.
And she's different because like Minfilia original recipe was like, no, I
did this too many times.
I did this too many times. It is destroying me. I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm gonna let the next girl make her choice.
And let me tell, like, I really didn't like Ranjit from the start. I hated the fight with him in the Lakeland raid. I hated that. I thought it was like the weakest part of the story, probably. I still stand by that, I think, because I hated that part of the story because, like, with Xenos, I could excuse it, okay? Because he's supposed to be this fucked up strong man, right? That you lose to.
Yeah.
But it's like, who's this guy? And how is it that, like, up until this point where he pulls out magic lightning powers, I am able to completely dodge all of his AoE attacks perfectly and take no damage, while like beating him pretty handily. It felt like so stupid, but that said, I felt so much better about it, like getting to hit, like, as like learning more and more about why he is the way he is, like, is so good. Specifically the line when you finally beat him in Yulmore at the end and he's just like, ah, my girls, there you are, and then just dies. It's like, oh, like, it gives weight to a character I thought was really dumb.
It's like I didn't really think about it at the time, but he was brainwashed by Vothri just like everybody else, and probably what his driving desire deep down was like, he wants to care for this girl who's keeps getting reincarnated, and it sucks. And it's like but like the bad parts of that got exacerbated by Vothri's influence. And
thankfully seeing how that is the like worst version of what the path he is heading down, basically, with Reen. And
yeah, it's like
being like, no.
Inside you there are two dads. Which one do you listen to?
I listen to the edgy dad with the gun blade.
The thing, this is a speculation bit, and this probably won't happen, but I liked the Ranjit fight because he fights with that weird dragon thing, and it felt like fighting like an old school Final Fantasy. Like, remember fighting Golbez in Final Fantasy IV, and he has the shadow dragon just with him. That's like this, like it's just like the same size as him, but it's like that, but on a smaller scale, and it felt really cool because you couldn't target it to like take it out, because that's normally what you do in like a fight like this: is you kill the ad and then you focus the regular boss or the main boss. But the thing that I liked is if Ranjit, I like as a villain, because he's constantly like fucking very powerful. He's way more of a present threat than, say, Fordola was in Stormblood.
Maybe to you, not to me. Woo.
Well, here's like, look, I love Fordola a lot, but she only shows up on the Alamegan side.
Yeah.
I guess he's more comparable to Grenawat, but Grenawat gets like canned like halfway through,
Oh.
or like I guess 2/3.
Yeah.
Because you kill him in Doma Castle, but like I like Ranjit because like I kind of hope that's what their interpretation of like Beastmaster becomes, where it's like you fuse with a monster.
Yeah, I would like that. That'd be kind of cool. Listen, I hope they just don't do any more limited jobs, if I'm being honest with you. Oh.
I was talking about this with a friend. I think it'd be fine if we have like Blue Mage is the DPS limited job, then we have Geomancer as like the healer limited job, because like Geomancer basically in the lore is like a different version of Astro, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to be upset if like Geomancer is added as the fourth healer that they're definitely adding in 6.0 because people will riot. But and then like I'd like Puppet Master as like the tank limited job. I'm fine with limited jobs, not to get sidetracked, but like fucking I liked Ranji because it's like, oh shit, I want to fucking fuse with a fucking monster and we get this cool weapon that's it looks so fucking good. So Ranjit's kind of like the mid boss.
He's Virgil.
Yeah.
I do want to say, this is a side note, sort of. Weird thing. I think that Yulmore Duty was supposed to be a dungeon and they cut it. Because
Really?
Literally, like, a month before launch, Yoshi P said there were 9 dungeons.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I thought I pointed this out to a friend of mine. Like there were only 8.
Yep.
And I was like, where the hell did the 9th dungeon go?
Specifically
and
with the jonglers being like a card and everything, it's like, and then the Ranjit fight, and like, it was clearly supposed to be like one of the bosses is like zombie people or something. The next boss is the jonglers, and the last one's Ranjit. That was clearly what it was supposed to be, I think.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
It's weird that they cut it.
I guess it's because it feels very weird because that would have been like the level 78 dungeon.
Yeah.
Which would be really weird.
Yeah. I think it was a good decision ultimately, probably. It's just strange.
Yeah. I still wish we could go back and do duty fights.
Well,
I know.
like
New Game Plus
2
mode.
months.
So which character would you like to talk about next? I kind of want to save that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you want me to like
a
explode?
No.
Yes.
No, I think we need to like save talking about that man for a bit.
So who else is there? You haven't done the last role quest, so I can't talk about that.
Yeah, I have a feeling I know what's gonna happen though.
Sexy,
but I'm not gonna.
Lady.
Oh Jesus, yeah. So, Lena.
Yeah.
I liked using her in Holminster Switch, and I'm really sad that the trust system makes it so that you can only use the Scions. And you got to do 120 dungeon runs to level them all up.
Yeah. My complaint is, if we're gonna talk about trust real quick, Tancred's the only tank, and
Tancred.
Yes, that Tancred. And while I appreciate the gimmick they gave him, where because he cannot produce Aether with his own body, he has to have Reen make the bullets for him.
Mm-hmm.
That just means every time you do any dungeon as a trust where you're not the tank, you have to take those 2. Or Tancred's doing much worse.
Does he actually do much worse?
He doesn't do any DPS moves.
Oh,
because they're all
no.
bullet moves. And he literally needs her to make the bullets. From a story perspective, that's amazing, okay?
Oh,
but
it's great.
In practical terms.
Oh my god, because like there was a part like because the weird thing is like when you do the trusts in the story, like they have different dialogues depending on who you pick, because you can pick because like you can always pick. There's always like one person left over extra from who you can take, so you can kind of take just kind of whoever you want. But so they have different dialogue. Like when you take Alizé through the first dungeon, she has like trauma because Tesleen is the second boss. And I say she has trauma. It's more like, no, you see her kind of like be traumatized a bit, because like fucking Alphino says, Alize, your face is like all white. Are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine. Keep going. But but when you go through with like trusts who weren't originally part of that dungeon, it's really weird because like Alphino will say like, "Oh my gods, they're turning the bears into sin eaters," and Y'shtola and Tancred are just there like not saying anything, just like, "Yep, I guess they are." But while I was doing the dungeon, fucking Tancred like will say like, "Reen the cartridges, Reen the bullets." So
I
didn't know that Tancred doesn't do DPS moves if you don't bring Reen.
Yeah. It's like, it's something that I appreciate deeply as like fucking like, oh fuck yeah, do the good game design. Hell yeah, motherfucker, do it. Torture these players. But then I'm the player and I'm like, wait a second. Wait, guys. I don't know.
Wait, no, not like this.
Give me an option at least, you know?
I was really upset because like I tried to do like, because I know like Thancred does the gap closer and on the final boss for Don Meg. And I was like, I'll do that on Dark Knight, and you just die. And then I'm like, oh, but I also know like Urianger uses ethereal manipulation as an Astro, the cheating asshole. And I was like, oh, I'll just do that. Oh, it also kills
It's
you.
fucking, yeah, that pissed me off too. I literally tried to replicate it with Rough Divide exactly the same way. It was
It's neat that they can do it, but don't let them do things that I can't do. Case in point, how come Y'shtola gets a damaging water move?
because she's from 1.0.
I guess. I love how fucking Y'shtola has sorceress, because she's like mastered white magic and black magic, and so she's sorceress now. And I love how
like whatever the fuck her rock shit is that she does.
Mm-hmm. And then I love how Alphino is a fucking
Academician,
where it's like, I'm like a scholar, but I don't use fairies because I'm a coward.
Is Alice just red mage?
Alize's just red mage, Thancred's just gunbreaker, and Urianger's just astrologian. Reen is still Oracle of Light, which, you know, after the events, I feel like she could probably beat something else, but because of what happens at the end of the Eden raid, I kind of understand why it's still there. But going a little bit more into trusts, just a little bit, I want to see them expand this.
Me too.
And I want to bring the secondary scions into the trust system.
What, like Kryl? Unkal-Hai?
No, not Kryl and Unkal-Hai. I'd still consider Kryl like a main scion. I mean like the second. I mean like Hori Boulder. Arenvald, Riol. I want them to be
fucking
trusts.
Hori Boulder.
Yeah.
There's a running joke that we have with one of my girlfriend plays a character named Small Gameo, and the joke that we have had since 2.0 is, you know, that scene where you have to like scrimmage match with Hori Boulder or whatever to psych up some kids.
And
our joke is that Small Gameo killed Hori Boulder that day.
Shit.
Like, she just went too far. So like every time we see Hori Boulder, it's just like, it's so sad that Small Gameo killed him. Well, for the longest time he wasn't in the story until like 4.0. He was just gone, and like Hori Boulder's brother showed up and we all lost our minds. He was like, where's my brother? And we're like, we have some bad news for you.
You have my condolences. So yeah, Lena is another trust you can take, but only for the story and only for the first dungeon. And I love how she goes, for the Crystarium, starts fucking dancing.
Yeah. I was kind of weirded out by her being a dancer. Like, it feels like she should just be like a paladin, and that would have worked out perfectly if they left her in your trust, you know? Like,
yeah. Because then the trusts could have been Lena is the paladin, Alize and the Crystal Exarch are DPS, red mage and like black mage, and then like Alphino could have been the healer.
yeah. Well, it would have been like if they just gave you like all of them, it would have been like 2, 2, and then like 4 or something. Right? Yeah, yeah. That would have been perfect.
I feel like they wanted Lena to be dancer because like they wanted to show off. They wanted to have at
They
least one other
wanted to
character
have
who
a
was one of the
Vera
new jobs.
dancer.
But like, I'm fine with it because like she's
Yeah,
not
because of how she is.
dressed. Yeah, her attitude is like, oh, she dances, but like she still like kills people, like,
You know,
and then also, yeah,
on that note, the quests for Dancer and Gumbreaker are really weak, in my opinion. I like Radovad as a character in the Gunbreaker story, but like everything you do is so rushed.
yeah. It feels very like, why am I going around with him doing like mercenary work when it's like, I've been doing this for years.
Especially when it's like you can only accept this job after you've finished Heavensward. You're established at that point.
Is one of the requirements you have to beat Heavensward,
It's level 60.
or is it just level 60?
So, I mean, you've at least done a lot.
Yeah. Like, because I'm like level 55 on my dwarf alt, and I'm only like, I haven't even gotten to Dravanian Forelands
Well,
yet.
you still fucking killed Gaia's Finballs.
Yeah, that's true.
But and the dancer quests are like problematic, honestly.
Oh, I haven't unlocked it
All right,
yet.
well, I won't go into too much spoilers for your sake, but like, there's a point where you go to Ul'dah and they're like, people are like rioting against the monetarists, and the dancers are like, no, it's wrong to riot. You just need to learn to have fun.
Oh,
And they dance to make
Great.
them realize that it's wrong to fight against the rich people.
side note on Dancer, the idea of Dancer like as a job concept of like, I'm going to prance around the battlefield and dance and be all sexy, and I'm going to get my party members really horny to the point where they kill you really fast is very funny
Yeah,
to me.
it's pretty good.
But yeah, Lena being a dancer is weird, but at least it's like, okay, they didn't like dress her up like a dancer. She's still like a soldier. So,
Yeah, no, totally. I'm fine with it. I was also impressed that they gave us the armor, honestly, as well. Usually they
I
keep
was
that
so
hidden.
fucking happy.
Yeah, I was super
I was
psyched.
so happy. It's like one of my favorite sets. I've been waiting for just like something like that for a long time because now I can recreate for my paladin glamour. I can recreate the soldier job from Final Fantasy Tactics Advance because it's got a little cape on it, and I'm like, fuck.
There's just not enough chainmail on this game, you know?
There isn't.
There's like 2 Ishgard sets and that's it.
Yeah.
But now we're fine. It's level 1 even.
Mm-hmm. Is it all classes?
It's
or
all
just, like, Disciples
classes.
of War
It's
Magic?
all classes.
Oh fuck yes.
You can be a chainmail goldsmith. Go for it.
Hell yeah. Crystal Exarch, aka Grahatia, aka the man who lived, aka one of the 2 horny characters that everybody is losing
I
themselves
love
over.
him. He's
So good.
that scene when you talk to him on the cliff in Kalusia is like Natsuko Ishikawa is a fucking genius to the point where like I think I turned to my girlfriend and said, they made me cry about Grahatia in Final Fantasy XIV. That's how good Shadowbringers is. Like,
Yeah.
this fucking cat boy who does like nothing in the Crystal Tower storyline and then just locks the door on you.
So that premonition that I mentioned, or like that weird thing that I mentioned where it's like a month or 2 after I decided my character was Alamegan, we got like announcements like, yeah, we're doing an Alamegan expansion. And I was like, oh fuck. That kind of happened with Crystal Tower too, because like 2017, my good friend Koga was like, I was telling him like, yeah, I haven't done the Crystal Tower yet. And he's like, you haven't done Crystal Tower? We got to do it immediately because he fucking loves Grahatia.
I know a
And I
lot
was
of
like,
people who loved Grahatia before this expansion, and they all went feral. Like,
oh, yes, they absolutely
I have
did.
one friend who's like
And it's,
only keeps out wind up Grahatia now. They were losing their mind when they saw him in the data mining.
oh, God. So, like, we went through Crystal Tower. I watched all the cutscenes. And it was good. I got some good screenshots, and I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. He is a good boy. I'm proud of him. And then this happened, and I was like, when I got to that part, because I got ahead of Koga because he was playing with like his friend. They were playing in tandem to beat out like tank queues, basically. And I got to that part where fucking at the top of Mount Gulg and the fucking wind sweeps and his hood comes off. I was like, oh, I'm crying now. Everybody is going to be crying when they see this. And my friend is going to lose his shit.
Just to say his name or remain silent is like, and he cries at you. It was the line specifically when you're sitting with him on the cliffside and he's being all enigmatic still, and you're like, what do you want to do after all this? And he goes, I don't know what I'll do, but I think someone out there maybe want to go like out there adventuring with someone that he really believed in. This amazing person who's like always doing their best, and he would do anything to like just be there to support her whenever he could or stuff like that. And I was just like, Gratia.
God.
And then his final line at the ending when he's like trying to go through the portal with you or whatever, and then he's like,
At least I've gained the courage to reach out my hand.
It's so good.
It's so good. Before we go through with the rest of the characters, this is a good point for me to bring up the thing I mentioned earlier that I wanted to bring up, but Grahatia cries a lot.
He does.
But like a lot of male characters cry in Shadowbringers.
Thancred does.
Runar cries. Thancred cries. And it's not just like the male characters too. Like Alize cries twice, I believe. One when like everybody's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry, we're gonna go and fix this thing that we definitely can't fix," and Alize's like, "No, fuck that. We can't. False hope is bad, and you can't just do that." I refuse to do that I refuse to do this to them. And then I think she cries with the with what happens to Tesleen in the beginning. Which, you know, rest in peace, Tesleen. Just a side note with Tesleen, I was like, the part where she's like serving you fucking soup, and I was like, fuck yeah, I went seconds, and I was like, oh, wife? And then like 2 minutes later, it was me going, oh, shit. Fucking no punches held, none. But yeah, like a lot of male characters get to like have emotions and cry in Shadowbringers, and they're not just like angry tears. They're not just like, my emotion is that I'm angry and pissed off and like I need to do something. It's like fucking your character, like playing as a male character, like going through Shadowbringers, like you don't really cry, but you do fucking get like
solemn.
You get solemn, and it's like you feel like the weight of the fucking world is just like bearing down on you. You're like, I can't fucking take
it. And Ardbert too, like,
yeah. It's
even just the like. Okay, maybe this is just me because I'm like the ill dying one in real life, but like all of the scenes where your character is dying, I was like, finally representation. Because they really added to like just like that. Wow, you're just a person. Like human, as we keep saying. It's
very human. Like, but it's not just like boys are allowed to cry in Shadowbringers, ergo it is the best. Like on the flip side, a lot of the girl characters, like specifically like Alize and Reen, get to say like these lines that are just like very powerful, and it's like, if this had been written by not Natsuko Ishikawa, I don't think this line would have been uttered by this character.
Yep. That
Like there's so many, like I can't even, like I think I screenshotted every single time like Reen or Alize said like this powerful line that was like, oh, this is the line they say before the big fucking thing happens. The big moment. This is the big moment they say, like, and it's not like, and again, it's like, it's not just the girls who get those lines. Like we were just talking about how like Alphino has this big fucking like, no, fuck you, you all were complicit with this line, and it's like, yes, good, fucking. Everybody gets a time to be heroic. Everybody gets a time to say stuff that they believe in. Everybody gets the chance to like let out their emotions and have feelings.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Oh
now.
no, like you're absolutely right. I was just literally going to agree with you because it is like so powerful for everyone, and that's what I love about Shadowbringers. That's something that I haven't been able to say about past Final Fantasy expansions, especially last expansion. I had this very serious problem where it's sort of compounded my issues that had kept happening. I think even Natsuko Ishikawa talked about it in an interview where like Banri Oda and other writers on the staff like just kept killing off every woman that she made, like literally every single time she made a woman. Mombrita, Yazel, I think she wrote Yotsuyu, she implied. Like
Yeah.
every time she writes a woman, they just get killed off instantly, and it's like in just very stupid ways that have like no like power behind them or anything, like just very like and
It's also like there's a lot of ludonarrative dissonance with how they die too, because like I was looking through, and all of the characters who are allied with the Scions and the Warrior of Light directly who die always die via noble sacrifice. Yep. Louis Sois sacrifices himself, Archifant sacrifices himself, Moonbrita sacrifices herself, Yazel kind of sacrifices herself. The only one who doesn't here is Yotsuyu, but she's not allied with you. Not as she is. She's allied with you when she's just Tsuyu, kind of.
Tenuous at best.
Tenuous, but like, but the thing is, like, Moonbrita sacrifices, like, okay, yeah, we need a large amount of ether, so she's going to sacrifice herself so we can save Minfilia. Okay, fine. You know, it sucks. I hated it. I wish they didn't do that, but, you know, whatever. It's like there's nothing that can be done right now. I've also, side note, I fucking love how Ori J still remembers her. They brought
in
that
the
up.
Eden raid. That was great. I was like, I literally said like, wow, this is how you know Natsuko Ishikawa was writing it, because they referenced Moonbrita.
It took me a second to even remember who he was talking about, and then I was like, oh shit,
Yeah,
it's Moonbrita. Fucking, what the hell was I gonna say?
you were listing. I think you were going to probably say Yazel.
Oh yeah,
or something.
Oh yeah. So like with Yazel, it's like she sacrifices herself, but she doesn't really accomplish anything with her death. But like even Archifant, the death character that like everybody like loses themselves over, and everybody's like, oh, whenever there's a fan fest, we got to bring in the Archifant portrait and give him money and Cheetos to his portrait, because you know he's this big iconic character, and he basically sold me on the Heavensward expansion. You're playing a healer, and you go through that cutscene, and you don't do anything.
Yep.
And they don't like hand wave it away where it's like, oh yes, the lance from like the Knights 12 is like, it just fucks up your ether in a way that's kind of similar to Cinear's where you can't do anything. No, they don't explain it. It's very dissonant with what I can't imagine like how many people like would have said like, you know, oh man, we did this and I was playing an Astro and I couldn't heal him and it was so bullshit. I bet people were pissed, but they still remember it. But then like you get to Shadowbringers. They kill Bearded Passenger. Right.
They killed him. He's dead. His ring was all that was left.
They kill Tesleen.
Yeah.
Very early on. But the thing is, Tesleen sacrifices her. Well, she doesn't even sacrifice herself. She's like, she fucking cuts the wing off of a goddamn Cinear that's like a level fucking 71 boss, and she gets owned immediately after. But like, she does save a child. Which does accomplish something directly. It's not like I delayed an airship for 5 minutes. It's I saved a kid who I was caring for, who was my responsibility. which is very powerful. And then like none of the other main characters die. Nobody dies. Lena doesn't die. Reen doesn't die. Fucking Y'shtola kind of dies, but then gets brought back because she has 9 lives, and we've only gone through 7.
There's so the thing I was going to say was that like, so I usually have this problem because when it comes to like male characters versus female characters in the game, the male characters are always at least given some sort of chance at redemption every single time when they are quote unquote killed. Like Horchefant isn't necessarily afforded one all the way, but Horchefant is afforded the fucking grave on the cliff and like everyone talking about him all the time, the portrait, his shield, like, and same thing goes for Louisoix. Louisoix sacrificed himself, but then he gets his entire arc to talk about like Phoenix and everything and all that stuff that happens, and then like gets to spend like last time with his grandchildren, you know, like,
Yeah.
whereas like you go and look at Mombrita, it's like Mombrita just dies outright, like away from everyone she cares about pretty much. Yazel gets her entire life destroyed and then dies in Azizla, and no one remembers that, and everyone just calls her like horrible in the streets and stuff like that. And Yotsuyu dies after being called a slut and kicked for 2 minutes. And it's like, It was cool that she killed him, sure, but it's like the fact that this is always what happens to the women characters is just like, but this time I didn't have to worry about that, and I'm very happy about that. Granted, there were certainly more male characters, I think, but like even when like Tezleen died, for example, I wasn't like mad, you know, like.
No.
I was mad, like, you know, narratively, sure, but like not like at the writers. I wasn't like, damn you, how could you do this? Like for once, like I like sat at the end of the expansion. I was like, I wasn't upset about any of the women in this expansion.
Because they didn't like drag it on and like make you think like, oh, this is going to be a power player and they're going to be like a new ally, and then take that away. Tezleen was introduced. You kind of get an idea of who she is and what she does, and then she's gone, and then she comes back as a boss in a dungeon, and you're like, oh,
not even the final boss.
And you realize like, oh, this is the tone of Shadowbringers. Oh, this sucks. But not in like a this sucks to play. It sucks in like a existential dread kind of way. Where it's like, now you realize like, this could be anybody. This could be you if you weren't careful. Yeah, like I didn't really like how they handled with Yotsuyu, because like they kind of had like Yotsuyu and Fordola kind of being the same sort of like Fordola buys into. I haven't done it yet.
Okay, I wasn't going to talk about that, what you're thinking of. I'm going to talk about, all I can think of every time I think of Fordola and her backstory is the worst scene in the game, hands down, which is the fascist collaborator killed by a rock scene.
Yeah.
Like, I have never seen like, in the context of that expansion especially, it is like insane the way that scene is presented, at least in my opinion, I guess. Like,
yeah, it's not great. I didn't really like think too much about it back then because I was just like, Fordola.
Oh, no, me too. Yeah, but it was just like the rocks.
Fucking, this is why you get somebody to control rocks. They can't be used against you.
All I could think about is the fucking milkshake thing that was happening like the other week. Like, it was the exact same thing. Like, that's how the vibe that story gave off. People were like, oh, they're good. They killed him with rocks. Can you believe it? This one man picked up a really big one. He just threw it. Like, this seemed fake.
Yeah. But like Fordola's story is like, you know, she wanted to enlist to prove herself to the Garleans and like assimilate with them, whereas Yotsuyu was like kind of did the same thing, but she didn't. I don't think Yotsuyu like enlisted. She was like selected. Yeah. Because of her backstory, and it's like both of these women get like used, and in some cases abused by not only their like the Empire, but also like the people in their lives, like in their backstories, and then like both of them have done like things that aren't really forgivable. They've killed innocent people. They've caused a lot of suffering, and it's like Fordola gets a chance at redemption, but not in game. She gets a chance at redemption in like a side story that's on a website.
Yeah.
For the game. Yotsuyu doesn't really like. Yotsuyu almost goes like the like amnesia route, which I was
very about, but it wasn't that bad. I think my real problem with Yotsuyu was the way that they portrayed her. Like, so spoilers for Stormblood. It doesn't matter. We're talking about Shadowbringer, but like the part in patch 3.3 where she kills her abusive parents.
4.3. Yeah.
Oh, 4.3. Yeah, sorry. The part where she's portrayed as like monstrous for doing this.
Yeah, when it was her parents who basically made her who she was.
And were being actively horrible in that moment as well. It's not like they were repentant or anything. And like the way that they framed her with like this evil face and stuff, it really, as someone who has experienced, some shit, it was very like, oh, thanks, video game.
Yeah. I don't think they handled Yotsuyu. I think Yotsuyu for me is like the weakest part of Stormblood storyline, not because of her herself, but because of how they wrote what happened around her.
All of the stuff around her is horrible, and then the fucking fight in Castrum Fluminus is like sublime to me. Like, that fucking mid phase is like, oh, it's good. It's just everything else.
I just wish like if they wanted to be like, okay, we're giving Fordola a second chance, but we can't really give Yotsuyu a second chance because hers is on a much grander scale of fuckidness. Like, they should have either like leaned all the way into the amnesia stuff and like this is her repentance.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't get to remember who she was. Or they should have just been like, yeah, she killed her parents, but that's not the problem. Like, their parents were evil, shitty people. So,
but we don't. Again, Shadowbringers, no problems. Literally, I can't think of one. It's
what. Actually, an idea I'm having right now is it would have been cool if her parents were the ones who were the trial fight.
Oh yeah.
So, instead of her, and you have to like stop them from converting her into it or whatever. Anyway, that's all in the past now. But Shadowbringers wouldn't have to worry about that because everybody is written well and gets time to do the cool things. Yep. And a couple people die, but nobody important dies.
Maybe to you.
Well, hey, look, I liked Tesleen, and
oh no, I'm talking about.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I fucking know who you're talking about. But before we talk about him, and we kind of talked about Titania a bit. In the other podcast.
You want to talk about him? It's him.
Vothri? It's him.
That's him.
It's Vothri.
That's Vothri. That's all I can think of. I'm sorry. It's like every time I see him, it's like all I can think.
I know. I'm with you. I think the exact same thing. I wrote about this on the review that's on the site.
Yeah.
But I don't like how Vothri is like the first fat character we have.
Yeah. Like
he's not the first shown and he's not the only, but he's like he has way more dialogue and stakes in the game than Dulia Chai has.
Yeah. And I have a problem with Dulia Chai, even though she's a fantastic character and they don't really make any comments about it necessarily. I have a problem with her as well, to be honest, because like like for all of the subtlety and humanity in this expansion, the way that they literally just went to rich equal fat was like, come on, like, really?
It's like it's one of those things where it's like if you're not fat, like you probably wouldn't think about it, but then like when like it's pointed out like this, you're like, oh yeah, this sucks. Because, it... Yeah,
when the only representation for your, like, body type is evil. It's, like, cool.
It's not good. It's not good at all. It's related to what you were just talking about with Yotsuyu, where it's like, oh, she has shitty parents and killing them is bad and evil, and she's the bad one. It's like, great. It's it like whatever. But so with Vothri, great villain, great voice acting. There needs to be more fat characters moving forward.
Yes, absolutely.
He cannot be the only one. Also, here's a weird thing. In the cinematic trailer for Shadowbringers, they show specifically like male,
And there are
Mistel
like
being
none,
fat,
right?
and they're
Yeah.
none. I was expecting like at least the guy in the back, on the back left of that scene, to be like a character. No, that was the first thing I did when I got to Ylmar. It's like, all right, where's the fat cats? Where are they? Couldn't find them. There's one aside from Julia Chai. There is
Who
one
walks
like,
in with the masquerade mask, right?
yeah, and then there's another woman who's like on one of the banisters or whatever that goes around the outside perimeter of Gilmore's top floor. There's none. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this bullshit? Let me make fat cats.
I do hope they go the route that, like, because honestly, well, I mean, WoW didn't do it perfectly, but WoW certainly did start like adding more body type character options recently, like to the point where you can be like a larger human. And that's pretty good. I hope they offer that here too, because like, destroy the fucking myths, you know.
Well, that, and also like I was wondering how they were gonna do like Julia Chai. She just has the Makote animations. Yep. It's the same animations. Like I get that how their armor system is, and how like, oh, we have limitations with like, oh, we can't have male Veer and female Rothgar because that's too much work. It's like, look, how about you only give us a healer job next expansion. That's the only job you add, and then you spend the development time that you would do on the second job, and you just go into like how you can make a fat cat, but like as a playable character. Because that would rule. I would love that, and I would love to see that expanded to the other races as well. The thing that I'm still pissed, like years later after like Shisui of the Violet Tides from Stormblood, where it's like the captain of the guard for this Aura underwater like palace is like a female Aura who is tall. I'm pissed. Give me more body types, please.
On that note, sort of, did you see, I mean, it could be an error, but do you know about like the trans NPC, allegedly?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I have screenshots of her. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I actually quit that mission, or I like canceled that quest and took it again so I could read everything correctly, because I had to do a double take. I was like, this doesn't happen in this game. Like when there's typos, it's like spelling typos, not like pronoun typos.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the type of thing where like they basically were like, we can get away with putting this representation in because it is a side quest, and like I'm totally fine with that. Believe me, because I know how it is. Yeah. But it's cool to see either way.
Well, if what you said is true, and we do end up rebuilding the Derelicts, it's very possible that character might be more central to that.
Yeah, that's true.
So, because she was basically like her whole role is like she goes out and like she knows what people needs, and then she gets them what they need. So like if they need lumber to repair their house, she can get it to them, but she just needs to know like how much. But it's just a fun little quest. And what else?
I think it's funny that when Vothri turns into Innocence, he still has the same voice. I thought that kicked ass, honestly. It was really good.
It rules. It rules so much. Yeah, it's just like Vothri himself just has a bunch of like really bad caricatures of fat, rich, evil person, and when he's like one of two fat characters, it really comes across as like, oh, he's like, he has this line about like, oh, I can deal with you after I finish my dinner. Like, it's not great. Yeah. But again, like, to be clear, if there were more fat characters, wouldn't be an issue
It wouldn't
at all.
be an issue. It's exactly like sort of the problem with the women characters, where it was just like, if there were more major women characters who weren't getting treated like this every time, you know,
Yeah.
like, or if like it was equivalent, you know, that's sort of the thing. And you know, for most things it was, but that is definitely like a major thing that was it felt out of place, like for real, like it really did. Makes me wonder if, since Yulmore is the politics section, then maybe a different man writer who also writes the main scenario, maybe. Maybe.
I think Safi agrees.
Safi agrees with me. She knows the truth. She says Banryota is a bastard man who is good at writing lore for the world but shouldn't be allowed near characters.
Yeah. I think it's time, though.
Yeah? Speaking of
I think it's
bastard
time.
man?
You ready to go off?
Yeah.
You ready to... I hope you folks are strapped in, because Rose is about
Strapped? Never mind, I'm not going to go there. Yeah. So the main and our last party member, sort of, right? Kind of. In the expansion was Emmett. So.
Oh, you cannot believe how much I wanted to fucking trust with him.
Oh, could you imagine? Emmett Selks, or Solus Vos Galvus, the Emperor of the Garlean Empire, or yeah, the Ascian, Emmett Selk, who was introduced at the end of Stormblood. You know, what can I say? I want to say, firstly, that this might be the first time I have ever seen a morally gray character actually done correctly. Like,
Yeah.
I struggle to find faults with how he's written. It is like such a fantastic like walk between, this is a character who is doing horrible things and you have to stop them, but you know why they're doing the horrible things, and there is a sort of reasoning behind them that you struggle to reconcile with, and like you can understand him and why he's doing it even if he has to be stopped. And like every time something does that, it is always like so badly done. Like examples like Berserk, for example, horrible at that, right? Like just absolutely awful. It kind of in the same vein, like I don't know, like any sort of like it's like it's so usually so easy to point out and be like, well, clearly they're evil, like they did this like unrepentant evil thing, but it's like when you like come to understand like the morals of why he is the way he is, how he perceives the world and stuff like that, and what has led him to this point, it's like so like, how do I
It's another example is Nidhogg,
yeah,
because Nidhogg's whole driving force is man killed my sister and fucking ate her corpse. I am pissed because my perception of time is such that it feels like it was just yesterday. So you understand why Nidhogg's pissed, but you also understand that he needs to be stopped if anybody's going to move forward, if this is ever going to be moved forward.
Even with Nidhogg, there's a problem where it's like, okay, I understand this makes sense, you can create these conceits, but like you reach a point where it's like Nidhogg has killed like thousands of people.
Oh yeah. See, the thing is, like, everybody is very, very attracted to Emmett Selk right now for one reason or another. Either his looks, his dialogue, his everything, his animations. I love the fucking like back wave he does when he's leaving. Like, it's all very exaggerated. It's so good. But thing is, some people are conflating this
With like him being good, right?
with him being good, and it's like, no, like, you can be attracted to a character or even admire a character or go like, I love this character, without condoning what they stand for, what they do. Like, it was the same thing with people with Xenos. Like, a lot of people were really attracted to Xenos, and he's like the worst person
He's a literal
alive.
psychopath, like murderer man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So I think Xenos is the best example of might is right, because it's done to like the logical extreme of like might is all that matters. I don't even care if I get killed, because that would be the right thing to happen. Which towards the end of Shadowbringers, holy shit. I cannot believe Xenos is going to become Zodiac.
I hope that fucking scene.
But we're talking about Emmett Selk.
Emmett Selk. So what do you think of Emmett Selk overall? Tell me, because I'm sort of like, what?
I think his English voice actor does a better job than the Japanese
I agree
voice
with you
actor.
completely. But oh yeah,
but I say this as an English speaking person.
that's exactly what I was going to follow it up with. Was I'm not a natural Japanese speaker, so I while I can absolutely, from my thousands of hours of anime I've consumed, muster up some sort of like vague understanding of like tonalness and everything, like I will never grasp the exact like emotional weight behind how that voice actor is like, you know, escalating and so on and so forth in the same way.
The one thing that really sold it for me is like I watched that cutscene where like when I was going to watch people's reactions, somebody was using the Japanese dialogue, and I was like, I don't use the Japanese dialogue, so I've never heard this before, so this will be fun. And he's a lot less like it doesn't come across as like the sort of like candor that he has with his English voice acting, but that just might be me not being able to perceive it as well. But when he reveals his true name, because it's in Japanese, he doesn't say Hades, he says Hades.
Yeah.
Which to me doesn't have the same impact.
I think my thing is with the difference between the voice performance there is that like with Japanese, he just sort of gets like louder, whereas in the English one, his entire voice changes. Like his entire like tone and everything changes into a more aggressive and solemn like tone.
Yeah.
Which has a lot more impact on me.
That aside, though, as far as his character goes, I am so glad that he is in this game in this moment, because I would have really sucked. It would have really sucked for me if we had gone into Shadowbringers and it's just like, oh yeah, he's off with Varus doing weird stuff. Because, but also, so we had Gaius Van Belsar, Mr. Might is Right. I am like the Legatus of the Empire for the big boss of 2.0. Then we have Nidhogg for 3.0. And then we have Xenos for 4.0, and now we have Emmett Selk for 5.0. I love how they're all very different.
Yeah.
I love how Emmett Selk is the first one who's like, yeah, we'll see. Look, I won't stop you. I won't interfere with what you're doing. I'm going to observe, and I'm just going to like help you if you need help. And he does help. He's the one who brings your Stola back.
He puts clothes on her, thank God.
That's so that ruled so fucking. I literally that moment I was like snapping my fingers in real life, like he's gonna do like a snap thing, and he fucking points into the fucking like into the air, and it just like snaps. I'm like, oh my God, he fucking did it, and then he does it again, and he just keeps doing it throughout the rest of the fucking game. It's so good.
It's like the little moments with him across that, like him doing that and being like it's just a passing act of kindness or something like that. But like he did that because he knows what it's like to lose all of his friends and like everything. So like, and then like when the Viera bring him into you in the village in the Raktika Greatwood, and like they're like, we found him sleeping in a tree bough. It's like, oh, this fucking man. He literally just left to go take a nap. Like,
yeah,
it's just like, especially with him as an Ascian compared to all of the other Ascians we have interacted with in the game, is like night and day. Like,
what I love also is he is my favorite kind of villain, where they don't have weird, obtuse, like nebulous machinations when they're like interacting with the protagonist. It's just like, yeah, I'll tell you straight up. Like every time like I had an opportunity to talk with him and ask him about something, he would just tell me information, and I was able to just like take him at his word, because like he has no reason to lie at this point. Because if he was gonna like be all like fucking, we've already had Ascians do that. We've already had antagonists do that. Like I just love when like an antagonist can be written in such a way where it's like they can just have a cordial conversation and even be a kind of a party member with the protagonist and just kind of be like, yeah, like, and like he doesn't give you he doesn't give you everything, but he doesn't like hold back. Like when Y'shtola figures out like how do you know all this information, he just like straight up says like, that's because it's our history. It's our story. It's what happened to us. It's why we do what we want to do. It's like yeah, I've been plotting and scheming and I will plot and scheme until I die, but like I don't just do this because like it's fun. I want my home back. I want my people back. It's not just that he's tempered to Zodiark and he wants Zodiark back. He wants
his life back.
He wants his life back. Which, the thing is, with Xenos, you're designed to despise him. He kicks your ass twice, and you're designed like, I'm gonna fucking kill this fucker because he cannot be suffered to live. He has caused too much problems. With Nidhogg, you're like, yeah, this sucks, but also, he's gonna keep killing people if we don't stop him. And then also, like, there's some, like, Alphino and Estinian stuff that's in there as well. And with Gaius, it's just like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Goodbye. But with Emet-Selch, you're meant to be like, I understand why you do what you do, but we also can't allow you to do it. So,
going forward, now we can talk about the final zone, I think, of the expansion.
So I got there and I was like, I don't know how anybody fucking predicts that this is the final zone.
If like the fact that they censored the name The Tempest in all of like the quest links and like the fate screen and everything, I was just like, The Tempest could have meant anything, guys. I don't know. How do you spoil this? Like, oh. Okay.
Yeah. Were you able to check like on your friends list if somebody was in the Tempest and you hadn't reached there yet?
No. Wait. Yes.
Does it tell
says
you
The
that
Tempest,
it's called the Tempest?
yes.
Okay. Damn, that sucks. Because like they censor it everywhere else.
Yeah, I know, it's really weird. It was weird to me in general because it felt like one of those things where it's like, I guess technically this is a spoiler, but without context it means nothing. You know, like.
Yeah.
But what is zone?
Like I got there and I was like, oh, it's like Ruby C round 2,
and then you
like
get
there's
there.
no water, and then you get to the real final. Like at first I was like, okay, I wouldn't have predicted that this is the final zone of Shadowbringers, but it kind of makes sense because like in a world bathed in light, like the only place that would be really dark would be the bottom of the ocean. But then, like, when you get to the Ondo and you're like, oh, they were kind of referencing this back when you go and meet Alphino for the first time, and he talks about, like, oh, yeah, I've been trading with this world's version of the Sahagin because they really like oranges because they always fucking like oranges. Those fucking citrus fiends. And, so you go through all that stuff, and then you're like, you get to the final part of the final zone, and you're like, oh my god.
Yep.
They fucking put Rapture in here.
And the filter they put over to hide it until you get there is like...
I was terrified the whole time I was in that zone because all you see are like the lights, and I was like, that's going to be like a big fuck off monster or something. I'm terrified.
It's scary. It's just like...
And then it's like, it's more creepy when it's like, there's a city here, and then you're like, what if there are people here? And then there are people there.
And the thing that... As I started saying the last podcast, the music is insane. I can't believe how good the music transition is in that zone. Like, the music that plays over in the Tempest proper, and then the music that plays when you get to Amarat is like...
Yeah. Like, even the first time you go there, but even when you're just flying around, like, there's like a whole, like, 4-note pause before the song actually starts, and it's like... adds so much.
And the metronome that plays in the Amarat section, like the entire time, it's like tick, 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 because it's like, which represents how that world is, like how it's like on the they're counting their last days, you know, like fuck. Fuck.
It's pulled out of like time itself.
Everything about Amarot is like amazing to me. That entire section is like a masterstroke in game design. Like the idea that like the final, like the last like hour and a half of Shadowbringers, or like 2 hours, I guess, is headed off by like a half hour of you walking around and just like talking to people, and that's it. Like basically no battles. There's no like it, like just learning everything about Amarot and the history and everything is like seeing them like debate with each other over like interventions in other countries, and like
Yeah, the fucking meet me in the marketplace of ideas.
And like
They have a marketplace of ideas.
yeah, and then you go to the marketplace of ideas and you learn like what they did and like how like their entire society worked and this creation stuff, and you go through bureaucracy to get a fucking pass to go in, and like sitting there on the little bench and everyone thinks you're a child also the entire time, and they're just like, hey little kid, can I help you? Because they're just massive, and it's
I fucking love when you walk up and it's like, oh, look at all these adorable costumes. Are you on like a field trip?
and then that
So
one
good.
tells you like, oh, you need to go put on some robes. I understand that you're like young and experimenting, but you don't want to breed like jealousy or something and stuff like that. I was like,
It's good. It's very unique. I've never seen like a civilization done like this.
Yeah,
in
me
any form of
either.
media. It's wild. There was something I was gonna. So I think the reason why that area is not battle heavy is because you just came back from Mount Gold,
Yeah.
basically, and you're like, and did the whole like depressing episode of like, oh, you're the Light Warden now. You're gonna cause all the problems, and it's like they didn't want to have like because the whole part there is like if you overexert yourself, you might go full feral, and that'd be bad. So they kind of want to have some, which is why like it also helps that like the regular Tempest music and the Amarot Tempest music is very somber and chill and relaxed because you're at the bottom of the ocean, and like it's just peaceful.
and to go further into that, it's we could say also the game design intention for sure, but also like story wise, Emmett's Selk intention is literally like for you to learn all about him, basically all about like this is like he created that just for you to like, he created that entire process to make you go through all that, like
Yeah. So you could understand what life was like, what was lost, and what the stakes are for him.
yeah.
Because you, at this point, you full well know, you get introduced into Shadowbringers early on, that the stakes aren't just Norvrant could die and the first could rejoin. It's if the first rejoins, you and all of your friends die. But you don't find out until the last couple hours what his stakes were this whole time. What all of the Ascian stakes were the whole time. And it makes the last couple, like, it makes the last speech by La Habrea in the Praetorium.
Yeah, I was thinking that today when I ran it. Like, I was like, oh.
It makes it a lot more impactful now, because before you were just like, oh, he's talking about some whatever bullshit. Now you're like, oh. Here's the fun part about the Tempest for me. When I got to that part, I was like messaging my friends and saying, hey, did you get to the final part of Shadowbringers yet? Like the final zone? And they were like, no, or like, yes. And I would say like, okay, I have a pro tip for you. Don't log out in that
because the
zone.
loading screen, yeah.
It doesn't, it kind of spoils it a bit in the sense that like, okay, I know that there's going to be a city here, but like the loading screen for the Tempest is like Amarot, but it's like, it's in a blue filter. So it kind of looks like, oh, it's just like a derelict. It could have been like shipwreckage, right? Like I thought it was like this weird like facility that was just like lost at the bottom of the ocean or whatever. Like it could have been anything. It kind of reminded me of the Agrius from what's it called? The Keeper of the Lake, the dungeon, like the big fucking thing in the middle of Mordona. But the loading screen, I saw that and I was like, oh my god. And then when you get there, you're like, wait, this is just like, it's a functioning city. It's not a derelict. It's not an abandoned city. It's like, this is just a city. So.
Do you know about the shoe bill?
Yeah. What do you mean by know about it?
Do you know about, like, what people think the shoe bill is?
No.
So, based on how the shoe bill appears literally every time in the main scenario, in random places that you might not have seen, every time Emmett Selk isn't in your party, people think Emmett Selk's the shoe bill.
Oh my god.
Because it looks like him, sort of, and it follows you literally everywhere to the point where it's in the Tempest. Like,
oh, I didn't see
right at the cliff overlooking Amarant if you go there before you go through all the caves and stuff. The cave that's like right in front of the giant like filter they put over it. The shoe bill's just there staring.
The only time I found the shoe bill was when you go over to talk to Grahatia on the cliff in Kalusia. Like the shoe bill's like a few paces behind where the Rocky's hiding behind, and it's just staring at him. Oh my god.
It's fucked up.
What if it's not Emmett Selk though?
Then who is it?
What if it's some other Ascian we don't know about?
It could be.
That's the other thing. We learned about two other. We got Logriff and Mitra.
Oh
and they
yeah,
were gone.
they're dead.
Which means that I can't wait till we meet fucking Fandaniel.
Is that the only one left?
No, there's a couple left.
Well, Elidibus is the only original.
Yeah, he's one of the only three who are the original
Amarant people.
Yeah. Let's see here, because they're all named after the Scions of Light from Final Fantasy XII, who are never depicted. They're just like counterparts to the Esper summons in that game. Like Nabrieles is there, Igiorm, La Habrea. The only one who, and Emmett Selk is there. The only one who isn't one is Elidibus, but Elidibus is kind of related to Zodiark directly, because Zodiark first appeared in Final Fantasy XII. The ones who are left are Pash Tarot, Fandaniel, Halmarut, and Du Dalafon, and Emeralolth, the Holy Queen, or whatever. Emmett Selk's Scion of Light name is the Angel of Truth, which is very funny.
Emmett Selk is?
Yeah, Emmett Selk's title.
Well, I guess that's what he is.
Yeah, because like the Scion of Darkness counterpart is Zalera, the Death Seraph, and he's Emmett Selk, the Angel of Truth. Fucking La Habrea is the Abyssal Celebrant.
He sure is. What a loser. What a nerd based on Academia, Anaris, or what's it called?
God, yeah, he was just the big fucking nerd.
He was just a nerd.
I've been calling it the Academia Anadir.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
But it could also be like Anadir or Anadir. I don't know. It's a made up word that doesn't exist. I refuse.
So now I will say, kind of in the concept of dungeon, Amarant, the dungeon, is the best dungeon in the game. That's what I think. In my humble opinion,
with the map.
Not just the map, which is like a perfect like, oh wow, this is really good. Like the storytelling, the Emmett Selk talking, describing everything that's happening, the way that they translate an apocalypse happening through boss mechanics, like the way that the first beast, you fight the first beast and it's destroying buildings as its mechanic. and you're like, wow, that's fucked up. Like this like shows like what a big deal this was. Like it's like a kaiju appearing, sort of, almost like, oh, this is like a big problem. And then like they overcame that, and you go to the next one, and then it's like now there's tons of them, and the boss fight is they just keep coming. Like, yeah, you're here to fight another big one, but now, and it's easier to fight the big one. It has less health because you fought big ones before. You can deal with this. They've learned. Like, we can fight back against this, but they keep coming. They keep summoning more little ones, more and more, and like the horde is like overwhelming everyone. And a second one, and then you get to the end, and it's just this horrible giant monster that's pushing you to the edge of the arena, like the brink of civilization and stuff like that.
Which is in space at the farthest reaches of, like, you're not even like in the atmosphere anymore.
And it's like,
while you're watching a star below you die, basically. You're watching
and
the
then
planet
they gotta make the
die
moon
and crack.
And it's like, that's like fucking amazing to me. Like, I was like losing my mind over how good they managed to like translate like that story into the gameplay of the game so perfectly. And
that brings us nicely to the best cutscene.
Yeah, the best cutscene that we talked about earlier.
Fucking
as the journal says.
The fucking line. If you had the strength to take another step, could you do it? Could you save our worlds?
What, all by myself? And then
he just fucking does a
and then he holds out his axe and it plays the fucking song.
And then you immediately get chills. You're immediately like, oh,
yeah,
some shit's about to happen. And not just any shit. You fucking merge with Ardbert, which I feel like most people probably saw coming.
Yeah.
It's not especially like that. That's not the cool part of, like, I love when stuff's like that where it's like, the player's gonna see the twist coming, but the thing that happens with the twist is what they're not gonna see coming. And the thing that you don't see with the twist is that Ardbert speaks through your character to Emmett Selk, and it's almost like, I kind of want to compare it, and this is a really weird comparison that I kind of want to compare it to the Warframe moment that people talk about when they play Warframe and they get to that point and they're like, oh god, I did the second dream. Oh shit. It's kind of like that. But there's a lot, they're different sensations because they're different reveals in different contexts. I saw somebody who was playing a female character go through that, and I was like, because the first thing I thought was, this is the coolest fucking shit ever. But then when I went back and watched it, I was like, how would this feel if I was playing like a female character? Because it's still Albert's
it's still sick as hell. That's what I can tell you.
Okay.
Like,
I would hope so, but you know,
it's like we're reflections of each other. You know that. You know what? My favorite scene is actually legitimately, and this might just be because it gave me a lot of things that I can write in fan fictions, but when you talk to Emmett Selk's friend while you're waiting for your pass to go talk to Emmett Selk.
Oh, yeah.
And Emmett Selk's friend knows who you are, and that this is just like being pulled out of time and everything like that. And he's like, the reason I know what is going on and all of this stuff is because I was one of Emmett Selk's best friends. And he would have said, or like when he was creating this world, when he was creating this environment, even just the stray thought going through his mind, like, oh, perhaps he would have been able to figure out that it was a trick or something like that. That was an illusion. That was enough to make me like, no. And like that was like such a fucking sick thing to write. Like, what? Like, and then the way that he like alludes to the fact that like, Emmett Selk has probably figured out he knows like who you were when you were one of us, basically. Like, You
Yep.
were the 14th.
Which I gotta say this.
Uh-huh.
Now we know why the game is called Final Fantasy XIV.
Yo. I fucking love how they're pulling this shit out. Like that one's the sort of thing where it's like, okay, well you could have planned that for a while, but the thing that really got me was still Grahatia with the duty finder, because how do you plan that? You can't. You could not have possibly planned 7 rejoinings, 7 players, like reflections that can join you to fight. Like that's too fucking perfect.
I don't think it was planned. What I think happened was like they were writing Shadowbringers, and they were like, "All right, we gotta nail this final moment. It's got to be like the high point." And Natsuko Ishikawa's there, and she's like, "Okay, so Grahatia has the ability to summon people from across the rift, and it's such a powerful ability that even Emmett Selk is like, how the hell are you doing that? Because the thing was, when the world was perfect, Ascians didn't have to deal with the interdimensional rift, because like, why would they? Because the world, everything they could want was right there. They had a paradise. But since the world got split, they've had to deal with it, but they haven't really been able to do the kinds of stuff because they haven't had to do the legwork. They haven't had to deal with fucking Time Lord giant mech Gundam robot and fucking Omega from Final Fantasy V and also 6 and also 7 and also all the other Final Fantasies. That's just here now. And like, so she's sitting there and she's like, okay, so what if Grahatia like summons the other players, and then everybody who's in the room who's like at the table is just like, oh my god, this is going to be the best thing ever.
They were right.
And they were right, and it worked so well. And I like, the thing was, I got to that moment and I was like, I was waiting for my 2 friends to finish. Like, I asked them, like, do you both want me to wait for you to do the final trial? Because I really wanted them to be there for the final trial, and I highly recommend, like it's kind of hard. It's like, if you're listening to this, it's kind of too late, but I really hope that like you were able to go through Shadowbringers with like at least one other person.
Yeah,
because it makes that scene powerful.
Yeah, I went through with 2 of my girlfriends, so it was
nice.
good. It was a good time. That's what we always do. We've been doing that since 2.0.
Hell yeah. My problem was like one of my friends wanted to try out Gunbreaker, and I wanted to be on Dark Knight, and it was like, oh right, we can't queue together. So, but I got to the trial, and I was like, oh, I gotta wait for them. This is too fucking good of a moment. It's so fucking good. And then you fight Hades.
You fight Hades.
It's a good fight.
It is a good fight. The fact that he does the shonen battle thing, basically, where he uses the spirits of all his friends to fight you, but it's his interpretations of their deaths and the grief that he feels being transposed as those, and that's why it's not as strong as our friendship power is like...
Yeah. And then like you beat him with Ardbert's fucking super axe, and it's like, when Reen's like, what happened? And you look back and you see Ardbert's fucking bravura, just like the fucking 2.0 cutscene or the 1.0 cutscene, and it's like, and it disappears, and you're like, it feels like we have finally closed a lot of chapters on a lot of different tabs in this book of a video game. And everything's fine now. The Warriors of Darkness story, done. Emmett Selk, done. Ascian backstory, done. How the shards came to be, done. Zodiac and Hydaelyn stuff still out in the open. There's still like places. I also, a side note, we just get to see Garlemald.
Yeah, finally.
So maybe that's where we go next.
I mean,
Maybe.
They said before this expansion came out and they did the swerve that it's about the first, they said that the goal of 5.0 was destroying the Garlean Empire. Though...
Or it wasn't destroying, it was...
taking the fight to the Garlean Empire or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Xeno sort of did that already. So...
Well, we were gonna do that, but then we got fucking brain jacked. Well, not brain jacked, but like
Xenos took care of
body
it for us. Like, literally.
Yeah.
He's not even gonna take
He's like-
over, he said.
I was, to be honest, I was kind of waiting for us to do a role playing thing where we play as Gaius or Estinian.
Yeah. Man, you know what they should have done? They should have done a role-playing thing where you play as Elf Xenos and have to fight Elidibus.
Oh, that would have been fun.
But I'm actually like, I did not like Xenos at all, and that's a lot saying, 'cause I'm an edgelord, and like I really did not like him one bit in Stormblood. I mean, you're not supposed to, but I didn't even like him like hating him.
As a
yeah,
villain.
I was just like, he's very like weak to me. But now I'm way into him. Now I'm way into like how they're leaning into like he is the agent of chaos, you know? Like he doesn't give a shit about anything.
Fucking, he kills his dad and then just whispers Xenos' trick.
Like literally though. I just like that last line where he's like, where he stabbed his father and his father is dying and he's like, you killed me just so you could take over the thing. And he's like, I'm not going to take over. I have no interest in that. I'm just getting back to my hunt for my beloved friend or something like that. And he's like, and I didn't want you getting in the way of it. And Varys is like, you killed me just so for that? And he's like, yep. It's just like, that kicks ass. Like, I will confess that the Elidibus post-credit scene I thought I really didn't like, honestly.
Really?
Personally, like, it just felt like, yeah, that's Heaven's Sword again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm with you.
Like,
there. Although I do like how they specifically like, because before it was just like Elidibus and Ardbert on the moon, and you're like, okay, but now it was like he bends down and he actually puts his hand on the moon to like, it's not just like, oh, this isn't just like a stage. This is like pointing it out.
and also
So
he's
it's-
all alone now.
He sure is.
I really hope that he's written well, because he's sort of been nothing for like,
Since 2.1.
yeah, he's just been like he was initially portrayed to be like this weird mediator Ascian, and then you know who was a better mediator Ascian than him? Fucking Emmett Selk. So it's just sort of like, what can he be now? You know, like I wonder, and I hope that Shadowbringers gives me the hope that it will be good, because Shadowbringers was so fucking good. But
Yeah.
I just wonder what they'll do with him, you know, because like Emmett Selk, sort of.
I know it's hard to like when Stormblood was new. It was like it's hard to like top Xenos in terms of like agent of chaos. Like, side note, I loved how Xenos gets portrayed the same way after he kills his father, the same way you get portrayed after you kill King Tormund.
Yes,
The
it
same
kicked
lighting, the
ass.
same lighting. It ruled a lot. It's very much like Rivalry. The part where he's like, he learns about like the truth of Zodiark and Hydaelyn and is like, oh, well, I've already assimilated with a primal before, and if Zodiark's just a primal, well, it's like a fucking moment in like an anime
Yeah.
or like a video game where it's like there are these two swords, and one's like this holy sword of light that just cuts through the darkness, and one's like this dark sword of edge that cuts through light, and it's like the rival gets to pick first, and they pick the fucking edge sword because of course they do. It's just like that. Like he's gonna pick fucking Zodiark because he's like, fuck yeah, man, it has a cooler name. Fuck you. God, I cannot believe we're gonna have to fucking merge with our primal and fucking fight
That's
Xenos
gonna be
in
cool
fucking
as
9.0.
hell.
It's gonna rule.
I feel like they might wrap up that storyline in so I think they might do what Final Fantasy XI did, where Final Fantasy XI had a bunch of plot threads that they ended up like resolving in Chains of Promethea, which was like the 4th expansion. And then what they did after that was just basically a ton of fucking like, well, let's just go on adventures now. Like, oh yeah, let's go to the Far East. Who cares? Fun time. And then like, let's go to an unexplored continent, which Mericidia,
Yeah.
the entire new world. The blue mages are all there. Yoshi P doesn't want me to see them.
That's right.
He's hiding them from me. But
Yeah, it's great expansion,
very good.
great characters, great world building. I love the dwarves. We didn't talk about the dwarves too much,
but they're great. The modern
great. I love
dwarves
them. I
are.
cannot
I will
wait.
say that. The old dwarves seem kind of like assholes from the Healer Quest.
Oh yeah,
It's fine. They're all dead now.
what a great expansion.
Just every part of it. Just literally like every part of it. I was shaken. The beginning of this year, you know what I said? I said Kingdom Hearts 3 or Devil May Cry 5. That's my game of the year. And then Devil May Cry 5 came out and I was like, Devil May Cry 5 easy. Shadowbringers, it'll probably be good, but can't beat Devil May Cry 5. Well, fuck me, I guess. Like I was just like playing it and I was like, well, fuck this. Like fine. Whatever.
Yeah, fucking. That's Koishikawa fucking going hold my beer.
She always does to me every fucking time. I am so glad they finally let her write the main scenario like all the way this time, and you can tell. Like I don't want to like. This is something that I've struggled with Shadowbringers, but it's like I don't want to deify any particular creator because it like all of these games are the work of multiple people, but in this case you can really tell because of her specific style and like the way that she writes characters and like focuses on specific things. Like there are multiple times in the main scenario where I could tell, oh, Banri Oda wrote this. Oh, like this isn't not the way Natsuko Ishikawa would have wrote it or something like that. Like it was very like clear to me how different it was, even more so than before. Just because of their different styles. And I'm glad like that I could tell for the most part of this story that like she wrote like a lot.
Yeah.
And hearing that she's been probably writing this based on what Yoshi P's been saying, she's been writing this since she finished the Warriors of Darkness storyline in 3.4. It makes sense why she didn't write too much of Stormblood.
Yeah. I think because a lot of people are wondering like where do we go from here? Like Emmett Selk was too good of a villain. This story was too good of a story. Like eventually like yeah, the Scions will make it back to the source and you know everything it'll be business as usual. I think what's going to happen is they're going to keep these characters around. And not like in a sense where it's like how to describe this. I think where the story's going to go is like they're either going to go either through the Crystal Exarch or through Feo Ol. They're going to combine the source and the first, not in terms of like they're going to do a rejoining, but they're going to do like a
we're gonna make a hallway
to go between
you can
them.
just walk over the first. Yeah, probably.
You can just walk over, and then what's going to happen is like they're going to hand wave it as like okay now we're in geosynchronous time orbit with each other, so now like you know we don't have to worry about like oh it's time passes differently like fucking or anything like that. But and then I think what's going to happen is like Grahatia's fucking duty finder summoning thing is just going to be like that's canon. It's just whenever you need like some people, just we'll summon the champions again,
and that's fine because it kicks ass. So
the rules, it's like oh, okay, I don't have to worry about it. It's like oh, we'll get Grahatia to summon it to you, and then you open up duty finder, and then it's like there's little Graha like logo somewhere, kind of like with Chloe's one Wondrous Tales. Just like a little chibi craw when you go to queue for Duty Finder. That might not happen. Like, they might just like close them off and keep them separate, but it's like they can't not use those spaces anymore.
Yeah.
Because they still use Heavensward and Stormblood's areas.
Yeah,
so.
like they make you go back to the hinterlands to talk to Matoya like all the time.
God, I fucking wish Hinterlands had an Aetheryte. I swear to God. It's my favorite Heavensward zone.
Remember when you had to talk to the man to teleport out to the hinterlands? There was that. Oh, did you? Oh no, you didn't start playing till 3.1, huh?
Yeah, I didn't have that horrible.
Do you know about the man?
Like, all the mobs being. No.
Oh, okay. So there's a man who he's the guy you get a quest for some dungeon. I forget. But he was just this man who stood in front of the Aetheryte, and you had to walk up to him, and he was named like Friendly Guide, and he was like, "I could take you to the hinterlands." And he would you talk to him and you teleport to the hinterlands. And then they added Aethernet shards to let you just do, Aetheryte teleport out. And they kept him there,
Yeah.
and he was just like, for an entire patch, he was just like, I'm unemployed. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Guess I'll die.
Oh my God.
It was really fucked up. But then he became like a relic quest person, I think.
Okay.
It was
That's
kind of
good.
funny. Oh, speaking of, forgot to completely say, Grenell.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing they've ever done.
I love how he's just like
Geralt with hair
he went
and
from-
without depression.
he's Geralt with all of the hair.
I was like losing, because you said you've done Last Resort. I've done all of them.
Yeah, I know.
And the anima and Eureka. So
I tell people I'm a monster for going through Stormblood the first time, leveling Warrior, Monk, and Red Mage in tandem, and I was gonna do that for Shadowbringers, but then like I realized that the dungeon XP just isn't there for that, and I also had to finish it in a timely manner for reasons. Because we weren't sure if we were gonna be moving.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. And like I say I'm a monster, you're like no, I've done all the relics.
It was a different time. That was like when that would have been 2.0. It was like when I was like just gotten sick. So I was like, "Oh, I'm depressed. It's time to play video games forever now." I couldn't do that today. I could not. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Hell
That's
yeah.
why I didn't even finish one Eureka weapon. I didn't get the glow. I just got the model change for the katana.
Gotcha.
But also Eureka's kind of a nightmare in a different way, so.
I'm very curious what it's like in 5.0. because
I can tell you. There's
Oh,
no one there.
Tell me. I'm not
Yeah,
surprised.
they didn't future-proof it at all either. Like, my girlfriend went in to Endemos for the first time ever, and she was saying, like, straight up one fate spawned. She went to try and fight it, and she could not. There were, like, 3 people total in the instance.
That's depressing.
Yeah, and she's checked back a couple times, too, I think, and it's been the same amount of people every time.
Okay. Yeah, they definitely need to go back and future-proof that, because they said, like, for the Ishgard restoration, like, oh, yeah, we're going back to the diadem. And I was like, oh, we're doing this the third time now? Okay. I hope it's good this time.
I'm a sick fuck, and I actually liked the original diadem, like the first one, specifically because, like, sometimes it's nice to zone out and punch dinosaurs on an island for 4 hours, you know?
Sure. That's what I liked about Animos. Like, it was sometimes it was nice.
Yeah,
Just like,
yeah, it
to fate
replicated that,
trains.
and then, like, the later Eurekas didn't let you do that, really.
well, Pagos didn't let you do that, and that's why people hate it, and they were like, okay, we'll go back.
The Hydatos didn't really either, because of the fucking focus on the
The Valdez,
which I have never done. Still,
Yeah, I haven't. I'm still in fucking Pagos, and I guess I'll just be there
Hey,
until I
we
die.
can do it together.
because-
I
Oh,
have
hell
my
yeah.
Dark Knight sword half done. There.
See, I was thinking of like doing my Dark Knight sword, for Shadowbringers preparation, but then I was like, I don't really care to do this right now, and it was great because I used the Balder blade that you get
Oh,
from like
yeah.
Neverreap, and then like it's just like an that's the phrase. It's like an unpowered version of Shadowbringer, the new Dark Knight relic weapon, because it's almost the same. It even has like the small little red crystal, and it's got like kind of a similar like crossguard design, and it's even got a similar blade design. It's just like smaller. So when I got to like level 8, by the way, going back to Grenold, I love how you just have to complete the role quest and you can just get the gear. You don't have to. You reach level 80, you do the 80 role quest, you can just get the
Yeah.
gear. You don't have to do like fucking turn in hunt seals to get it. You don't have to.
Heaven's Sword was the worst one, hands down. I think where it was the weekly tomes, so like you could only get like one piece of gear every 2 weeks, and it was like the appeal of artifact gear is for outfits, not like I want to get summoner to max level and I want to get a fancy outfit. I don't want to have to use my weekly tomes because I like how the Dragoon gear looks, even if I'm not playing Dragoon.
Yeah, that's
It was bad.
So yeah, I like that they just give it to you. It's not even tied to like a job. You just like you just get it. So like when I reached max level on Gunbreaker, I could just go to Grenold and just get the Gunbreaker set. It was nice.
Yeah, it's a much better system.
So I think what they need to do with Eureka is they need to make it so that they need to dial it down considerably so people can actually do it. Obviously.
They need to let you bring trusts in.
Oh god, that'd be cool.
Just really become FF11.
To be honest, what I feel like they should do is all of the fates should be accomplished with a full party, just 8 players. If
Yeah.
you have 8 players, you can go into Eureka and you can do every fate there. That's how it
I
should
think
be.
they should just adjust the scaling all the way so that even if you are fucking crazy and want to solo it, just go in there by yourself. You could theoretically do it, I guess.
Sure. I mean, it's old content. It's not
Yeah, like you're not getting relevant weapons or anything.
it's not going to help your Eden prog, which maybe we should talk about Eden.
Oh. Yeah, let's finish on Eden. You know what? Let's
finish on Eden.
Because we've been going for fucking 6 hours almost.
Yeah, look, it's only going to be like this.
You're
one
right.
time.
You're right. But yeah, Eden is very cool. Like I started to say before, without wanting to get into spoilers, but I don't kind of like how they didn't really explain. They said like Eden was the first Sin Eater. It's fucked up. It can control nature, and like, but I'm still like, what's Eden though? And they're not questioning it enough, I guess. Like, there was that moment where Reen was like, should I use this? I don't know. We don't know what could happen. Like, maybe something could go wrong, but I could make a difference. And I'm like, yeah, that's good to like question, but like they never question anything else beyond that. Like, you'd think Urian J would be like, what the fuck is Eden? What the hell? But like everyone just rolls with it.
Well, Thancred expresses like some amount of like concern because it's Reen, and he's like, I don't want her to like get fucked up. But then he's also like, she wants to do this. She thinks she can do this, and this is her plan. And he's just like, all right, I'm gonna be the supportive dad this time, and I'm just gonna like let her go with it, and I'll just be there in case shit happens. And it works, but like the thing is, like, the first fight happens. Like, she's able to like, after you like dispatch Eden Prime,
The first boss.
I'm so glad it's the first fight and not like the 11th fight or the 12th fight, like with Alexander and Omega. They're just getting it out of the way right off the bat. It's so good. And then it's like, yeah, just do that. And then she's able to control it. And it's like, okay. Because she has the same power that Minfilia does, where Minfilia kind of just like put it to sleep, basically.
Yeah, right? I think that's what happened.
And then it's like it's just like an airship, and it's like, oh man, this would have been great when we needed to get to Mount Golg.
Oh, we didn't have time. It's fine.
Yeah. And then you were like, oh shit, we're getting invaded by fucking. This is another fun thing. I thought at some point, like, I've been thinking about the Void a lot, because like Emmett Selk mentions, like, we made a useless Void of the 13th.
Do the role
like,
quest.
When do we go to the Void?
Do the last role quest.
I'm getting there. I already pulled out the boy. I have the boy. The boy.
Oh, I don't even mean that one. I mean the like Shadow Walk with me.
Oh no.
You'll see.
Okay, maybe. Oh no. Okay. Anyway, that aside, like, I've been thinking, like, okay, so we've done like the expansion where all the holy light sin eater like angel type monsters. When do we when do we like go into the void, and that's the expansion? It's like we wouldn't do that, because it's like, why would you go there ever at all? Like, Una Kalhai is the only person to come out of that. Like, everything else is just gone.
We did get a new lord. You know, like how the void thing happened.
I don't quite remember.
Igorem, the Ascian we kill in.
Oh, Igiorm,
yeah. They fucked up, and they basically like, they like started to do the whole Warrior of Light shebang thing that they do in all the shards, and then like they didn't even let the Warrior of Light get powered up at all, and they just killed them.
Fun. This is funny. I'm gonna bring this up. Have you seen what Igiorm and La Habrea look like without the hoods on? Okay, so Igiorm wears like not the cloud hairstyle, but like the cloud hairstyle, and he's blonde.
Oh man.
And Igiorm is blue hair, and she wears the lightning hair.
Oh my god.
Which is funny because the Void's the 13th.
So like that's what they were saying, like why they have the Ascians partner up or whatever. That's what Emmett Selk was talking about. Where he said, okay, we have to have them partner up after what she did. It's literally, she just like was like, hey, I'm gonna kill the Warrior of Light instantly when they're a little baby.
What if I go back in time and murder?
It's like literally like that. And then it was just like, well, then Darkness wins, and she's like, oh, didn't think about this one. We made hell, guys.
Yeah, I think it would still be cool to go there and find out, like, oh no, actually there's like still people there, but they're just like barely hanging on. But I wouldn't want just like a dark version of Shadowbringers, you know?
They could do a raid series or something. Yeah,
although I have another idea for a raid series, which
I have an idea, and they're doing it for the Alliance raid series.
Oh my god. My idea is I want to fight the 12.
Oh, like I would love them to do anything with the 12, because they've literally just abandoned them, like, completely.
Yeah, I want to fight, like, I want it to end with, like, you fighting fucking Althic, who's, like, the Zeus analog, and he's got, like, a big fucking
Think
axe,
how, like, hot they'll make Halone. Like,
oh god,
it'll be great.
It'd be good. But yeah, that's the raid series I want. I want to fight the fucking 12. I don't know what the context is. I just want to do it. But Eden, we're fighting the primals again.
Yeah, which is a great idea. I've wanted this for years. I talked about how so one of the original lore conceits of 2.0 was that the real primals, if the real Ifrit, the real Garuda, and the real Titan are underneath Lake Silvertear, the Allagan sealed them away. Mm-hmm. And I always said, like, man, I mean, they did Ultimate or whatever, which basically has that. But I was always like, how cool would it be for them to do, like, savage versions of Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan or something, where they're, like, actually, like, super hard and have, like, different, like, real mechanics or, like, more, like, detailed designs or something. How cool would that be? I've been saying this for, like, 4 years, and now they're basically fucking doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But what if Titan had a truck?
What if Titan had a fucking ATV?
And he just drove it around as much as he wanted.
Holy shit.
Oh, I was losing my mind when he made that. When he made his little tiny fucking ATV and ran over everyone.
I love how it just instantly kills you if he rolls you over with it. It's like,
in the old days.
Yeah.
The thing that I was blown away with by the Eden raid is the music remixes, like literally like fucking breakcore remixes of the Primal songs. It's like, soak in, chill out. Holy shit.
Rose, I'm gonna get a remix of Oblivion.
I'm gonna lose my mind. I hope the Shiva fight's good, because there's gonna be a Shiva fight because they have to go through all the aspects. But
So here are my ideas for what I want from the fights. I want because like it's very clear now that like yeah, they are like the primals, but they're not just the primals. So the ones that are left are Ramu, Garuda, Ifrit, Shiva, and that's it. I want Ifrit to be like his older incarnations where he's just like a hot satyr man.
I also want him to be like
on.
11. Like, I want him to be like the second to last one before like whatever the real final boss is, because like.
Well, I was thinking that these are just all going to be in the second tier.
Oh, you think? And then they'll do all original for the last ones?
Well, I think what will happen is like, you know, we've done 2 of the 3 elements for the first tier, and then the second tier is we do the remaining 6, and then it's all fine, and then like the big plot thing happens. It's like, oh shit, like Eden's back, and it's like, then what's going to happen is we're gonna like the last tier is going to be like balancing darkness and light itself.
The implication that the sexy Nomura woman, who I need to see in game, by the way, without her armor on, is like the Minfilia of Zodiark, kicks ass. Like, it's so cool to have a character like that in a raid, not just in the main story. You know, like I'm really glad that the raid has to do with the main story again.
It's great
because I don't know how you feel about it, but I really did not like the Alexander story.
I was fine. I enjoyed it, but like
specifically the what's her name, Mide, yeah. Like it just felt like so like she was there.
At least I think it's pronounced Mide. It might be Mead or Mid. I loved how in Heaven's Word they introduced the Aura, and then like one half of the Aura lore we got from the White Mage quest, and the other half we got from the Alexander raid, kind of.
We also got the one bit where Sidurgu says Ishgard killed all of them.
They didn't kill him though, because nobody will fucking go near him.
He's too cool.
He's too cool and also too scary.
All the Dark Knights are scary. Did you see their dad?
But yeah, my idea is I think that they're going to do the next 4 primals, and that's just going to be the next tier. And so like I want Ifrit to be like the hot like man version of him.
Yeah.
Where he still has the horns, but he's just like a person, not like a weird reptile dog.
It made sense for the Amalia, you know.
Yeah. I want Ramu to be a woman.
That would be interesting.
Like I want Ramu to basically be Master Matoya.
We're just having like a fucking like our Warrior of Light's writing Rule 63 fucking
God. Or like another fun idea is like it's Ramu, but it's like it's a dwarf, so that's where the beard comes from.
Good.
So it's like a dwarf lady mage who's got a beard.
And you want Shiva to be the motorcycles from FF13, obviously.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I want that for no fucking reason. But it's like, it would be fun. I don't necessarily want this, but it would be fun if Shiva is like one of the motorcycles is Izael and the other half is Arshafont.
God.
because like I want Heaven's Word lovers to suffer. Not suffer in terms of like they need emotional suffering. I want them to be like, oh shit, this owns a lot.
That's what Heaven's Word fans like, suffering.
Yeah. Look, that was a rough expansion because it was their first one.
Yeah, I mean, as like the only I really like most of it, and my only problem with it playing it at the time was the time between 3.0 and 3.1, but they needed that because
Yeah, they needed that time.
literally said that they had not taken a day like vacation since starting to work on 2.0.
Yeah, they needed that time, and also it was their first expansion. They were going to make a lot of mistakes, a lot of things that weren't addressed until like Stormblood and even Shadowbringers. So like you might hear me say a lot of like guff about. You might hear me give a lot of guff to Heavensward, but I still enjoyed that expansion. It's just like I'm not with people and saying like it's the best part of the game because like Shadowbringers is here now. But anyway,
It was all leading to this.
It was all leading to this. God, what was I gonna say before this?
More ideas about the primals.
Oh,
Yeah,
Garuda. That's right. So we've had sexy lady Garuda, and we've had sexy lady Final Fantasy 15 Garuda.
she was pretty sexy, I have to say.
I want giant monster bird Garuda.
Yeah, like just like a hawk, like in old Final Fantasy games.
Like if they're still gonna make Garuda be like humanoid, then I want her to be like a hunter who has like almost kind of does the Byakuya thing where like she has like a hunting falcon like on her arm that she just sends out, and it's just like it's like the two tiny Garudas that Garuda summons in her fight. That would be fun. But I really want her to just be like a giant monster bird.
I just thought of like the worst possible thing, which is just like it's just Garuda, but her boobs are slightly bigger. That's like the dark version where it's like, what did the Warrior of Light think of Garuda?
I can't believe my Warrior of Light is canonically attracted to Garuda.
I really like that. The concept that we created them is so funny to me, especially with Titan having a little car and fucking Leviathan having two heads.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's probably because when you fight Leviathan,
the
you
tail
fight, like,
and the
two... yeah, which is pretty fun. I don't know where the fuck we got the car from though. On
Don't
Titan.
you remember when he had the car?
Titan car. It's like Thanos' car, but Titan
Maybe
car.
it's like, oh, it feels like getting hit by a car, except there are no cars.
Well, I mean, Sid now has technology about how cars work from Noctis. Thank you, bud, for that.
Everyone's going to have a car in 6.0. Like, we're going to walk into Ul'dah and there's going to be a traffic jam.
So what do you think the mount's going to be?
I want it to be one of two things. I want it to either be the car that Thancred drives, or I want it to be the little car that Titan drives.
Okay.
Could you imagine if it's the little car that Titan drives?
So I want it to be either the car that Titan drives, or I want it to be the Eden 2 boss.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like that would be amazing, but I don't think they'll do it.
I don't think they'll do it, but I would love it
too.
It might also be just like Eden, like they might just give you the Eden
feel like
now.
Wait, I feel like if they'll do that, they'll do it at the end.
Probably. But I kind of want them to not give us the Sky Slipper yet.
You want,
because that's a 4-person mount.
That's true.
And it would be cool if they
did that as like a reward.
One, don't put it on the Mog Station and put it on like a. They don't put it on the Mog Station and they put it on a reward for something else.
Like just like a quest reward. Like, oh, you finished Eden. Here you go. That would be nice. They don't do that enough anymore. They really don't. I can't complain too much. I saw the data mined costumes we're gonna get soon for the summer event.
Oh yeah?
They are very good.
Oh, tell me.
It's like okay, so I don't know what it. Well, it'll probably be for men. It'll just be. It's like a short sleeved open shirt or whatever with some the stomach binding from a festival, and then little tiny Namazu and Moogle masks that you wear on the side of your head. Cause it's like a festival. Okay. Those are the only parts that I've seen so far of it. But on girls, it looks fucking awesome.
Nice.
So I love little masks. I love the little masks.
I'll have to be sure to play my cat girl alt to get
Oh, yeah.
those. The cat girl alt who I only play to get
Well, I
cute
mean,
outfits whenever events happen.
It's only been getting easier to get them,
Oh yeah.
except Halloween. I don't want to do that Haunted Mansion anymore. I want to tell you that right now. I don't want to do it ever again.
I made friends by me and my other friends just like fantasing as Raubon and just like fucking being Raubon, making Raubon's wall into that one hall area.
That's
good.
fair.
Like, it's fine if it's just a one-off thing.
They've done
but
it like
I do
3
agree that
years
we
in a
probably
row.
should. Especially when it's like, hey, you want to do Halloween in like, the big palace in Ilmeg? That would be fun.
I really hope they start using. They should start using Heaven. Well, I want them to start using newer areas more. Because
Yes.
I'm thinking like how cool, like, I don't know, the Rising would be in the Crystarium.
It's so good. That
Christmas
would be
in
so good.
Ishgard, you know?
Yeah. Okay, are you about
Yeah,
done?
I think we covered like pretty much everything, right?
Yeah, Oh, one last thing. All hail the great serpent of Franca.
Scree.
Scree.
I love that. Okay, I have to talk about one more thing. Did you do the Beaver quest?
Yes.
So that's the best quest in the game.
It's so good.
I like if I'm not even gonna spoil it because I feel like some people who might be listening to this might not have done it because some people don't do the side quests. Go back and do that. It's an Ilmeg. If you didn't do it, do the Beaver quest because it's really something.
I like how it's a Final Fantasy II reference too, with Guy being able to speak Beaver. And it says like your Beaver's a little rusty, but
Thank you. I love milk.
thank you.
When one of them just becomes Beaver Merchant.
Beaver Merchant. That might be the thing that makes me like actually try.
I got it last
Titanium
night.
EX. I saw. Although we're gonna have to wait until fucking 4.2 for them to add the new Mo so we can get the Porksy.
I know.
minion.
I'm devastated about that. I hope that they put a Porksy mount in with just a giant Porksy since they're made of clay. They eat sausages.
They
We have
do.
mushrooms.
Fucking you love to see it.
Everything about the new Moo is great.
They're so good.
Puppy.
I hope that when we go back to the source, there are new Mo there as well, but they're not like Fate related. They're just like integrated into society wherever we're going, because that's how they were in Final Fantasy XII and Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Well, then they'll probably be over by where the Ivalice stuff is if they do that.
Yeah, so I hope we see them on the source, because it would be really fun.
It would be.
But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the spoiler cast for Shadowbringers. Yeah, it is the best video game that I have played in many years of not only just this video game but other video games.
It makes every other MMO look horrible to me. Like, I don't want to discredit anyone's work or anything, but like legitimately it makes me be like, why aren't you people trying more? Look at this.
Yeah. There's a paradigm shift with MMOs after Shadowbringers, and based on receptions on the internet, like other people are agreeing with that sentiment because it is nuts.
Yeah, it's like I said, spent most of this year being like Devil May Cry 5, nothing can beat this, and like they really like I've thought a few times like, oh, maybe I'm getting tired of Final Fantasy, maybe that's why I didn't like Stormblood that much, but then like this came out and I'm like all the way in all over again. What a good game.
What a good game. And I think with that, folks, we're gonna call it here. I hope you were able to listen to this while doing your roulettes.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is good
farming or
content we
fate
can
grinding.
provide for the Final Fantasy fans. I've been doing that recently. too.
Yeah, it's just nice and
Yeah.
chill. So I hope everybody listening has a good morning, a good evening, a good day. And I'm glad you could join us on this journey into Shadowbringers because it is the best video game.
It's probably the best
It is
video
the best
game.
MMO. All right.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
good night,
Good
everybody.
night, everyone.